What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
That use fiat currency as a store of value. We call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay? Right? Like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever more. Forever.
Right, I mean, right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
forever more. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. 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 Okay?
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay and everything looks and sounds good on the screen, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me or things are looking and sounding bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who's in the building early. All right, shout out to my man Carlton Way. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to my man Al McGowan. What's good with it, bro? All right, good to see each and every one of you. All right. So we're going to ask this question, right? If Bitcoin will reach $500,000 before Trump leaves office, what should you do today? That should be a pretty easy question to answer, right? You would think it would be pretty easy, pretty common sense, right? If you know something is going to be a future, price, and it's significantly higher than what it is today, right? What should you do today so that you can, enjoy some of that future value? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to my man AB Promotion helping us reach that goal. I appreciate you, bro. You're not that late, bro. You're only 7 minutes late. Shout out to you. My man AB Promotion says, I'm so late. Fomo Saki. You know what I'm saying? Barra Auto. Shout out to you, bro. Make sure you guys show AB Promotion some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man AB Promotions for funding the organization. Definitely appreciate it.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
All right. So we're going to talk about some things. All right. One of the things we're going to talk about is XRP. Shout out to Carlton Way. Make sure you guys show Carlton Way some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Carlton, because Carlton dropped one of the articles as far as XRP goes that we will be talking about in the Discord. All right. And if you're not part of the Discord, you can either sit there and look at the link, just stare at you back, or you can hit that link and become a part of the Discord. All right. Market expert claims XRP drop to $1.76 was manipulated. And here's why. Now, here's my question. Did anybody even catch a XRP drop to $1.76? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't even catch an XRP drop to $1.76. I didn't catch a XRP drop to $1.76. Did you? I didn't. You know what I'm saying? The recent price decline of XRP has sparked a discussion among market experts regarding whether the decrease to $1.76 was a natural market reaction or a more deliberate event. Within 3 hours on February 3rd of 2025, XRP experienced a rapid decline from $2.57 to $1.76. A staggering 31% increase. I didn't get any price notifications. I didn't catch this when I was looking at any apps. I didn't see or hear about this at all. Okay, shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, I saw it at $1.90 for a millisecond a while ago. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love and make sure you all do exactly what she's saying. Yeah, I didn't catch it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that it had dropped down that low. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Nevertheless, the rapid recovery above $2 that occurred shortly after the decline was a cause for concern. All right. The price movement has been the subject of speculation, with some positing that external factors rather than an organic selling pressure were responsible. The move yesterday was manipulated. Let me explain my thoughts and why I was somewhat confident to call a low within 3 minutes last night. Using XRP, for example, I think yesterday was a cohort effort of market makers to simultaneously let altcoins fall into yada, 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 whatever he says, right? So, yeah, look at this. Look at where that candlestick ends at. Market professionals express apprehension regarding manipulation. Now, let me ask you guys this question. If manipulation is such an issue, why is it that there's not more done to kind of stop manipulation from happening? Let me know what you guys think. Market professionals express apprehension regarding manipulation. Among the first to spot anomalies in XRP's price behavior was crypto analyst Dom. He noted that the price drop followed an odd trend whereby liquidity seemed to disappear during the last leg of the collapse. All right. He thinks it's possible that market players purposely delayed buy-side liquidity, allowing the price to collapse, then tactically running purchase orders at reduced levels to profit on the comeback. All right. So now this is one of those things. This is one of those things that they say the whales do, right? This is whale action. If you guys would agree, this is whale action. Throw them whales in the chat. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Now, here's my question, right? When it comes to this type of hustle, you don't hear, too many people talking about this type of hustle, the whale hustle, right? If we just go outside and, we start talking to people about hustles and side hustles, it's not going to be too many people talking about what the whales do, is it? Now, here's my question for you guys. Why are we not going to hear too much about what the whales do? You know what I'm saying? I think that's an interesting question, right? I don't want to resort to conspiracy, but if you think that move was natural, think again. It simply looks to me like a cohort effort to crash altcoins while filling their own bids, Dom said on X. Now, here's my thing. When it comes to them doing this, is this illegal? If this is illegal, give me a thumbs up. If this is not illegal, give me a thumbs down. This is just one of the tactics that people do that you got to be aware of. Shout out to Abby. What's good with it, Abby? This is one of the tactics that, people got to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? Furthermore, notable was the fact that the drop in XRP did not seem to be isolated. Another market guru, Vincent Van Code, noted over the same period that Bitcoin, HBAR, and several other cryptocurrencies had quite comparable price swings. This spurred questions about coordinated market behavior or automated trading. Now, if you ask me, it's probably a little bit of both. And to be honest, right? To be honest, it's arguable and can be said that automated buying is coordinated market movement. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Mysteries are further complicated by synchronized market movements. Unless there are outside factors actively impacting price behavior, there is a statistically little chance that several cryptocurrencies would see the same sharp collapse and recovery in the same time periods. Although algorithmic trading sometimes creates correlation across assets, experts argue that the accuracy of these movements suggests a deeper degree of coordination. Dom emphasized that although panic selling and abrupt liquidations may be factors in these declines, the event's structure and pace make it unlikely that natural market forces were the only factor. It is possible, Dom said, that market makers are manipulating XRP to accumulate it at discount prices if they do indeed remove liquidity to facilitate a price decline. So now let me ask you guys this. I mean, when it comes to any token that has a high potential for gains, it's not out of the realms of possibility that most people in the market will try to liquidate it, or I'm sorry, most people try to manipulate it. And, if they can't manipulate it, they'll definitely try to benefit from that manipulation. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to John Giller. Yeah, I was listening to the Reaper too. He had me dying laughing. So now here it says what this means for XRP investors. This incident reminds XRP holders of the volatility of cryptocurrency markets. Whales or institutional players may be abusing their power when there are abrupt price drops and recoveries. Investors should employ prudence when dealing with unpredictable markets and consider using tools like stop-loss orders to lower their risks. XRP has subsequently returned beyond $2, but the question of whether this was a planned move or a normal market correction is still up for debate. Now, it is what it is, right? Here's my thing. How many people were able to benefit from the price dip? I wish I would have been able to benefit from this $1.76 price, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to. You know what I'm saying? As far as what they say is fair versus what's not fair, who's to say what's fair versus not fair? Why is coordinated activity not fair? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Because a bunch of people are poor and they can't do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not fair because what? It tricks people out of selling their crypto. Okay, how long have you been in the market? People do stuff like this. Why are you selling your crypto as soon as you see a downward spiral? You know what I'm saying? You should be buying, right? So when it comes to market manipulation, how susceptible to manipulation is the buyer's psyche? You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree that that's a question that should be asked, give me a thumbs up. If it's not a question that should be asked, give me a thumbs down. That's a question that should be asked. If you ask me, people cannot move into the future with this thing of, oh, this isn't fair versus, oh, this is fair. No one cares. And besides, regardless, the people that make the rules determine what is versus what isn't fair. And the people that don't make the rules complain about what isn't fair versus what is fair. And when it comes to the people that make the rules, the people make the rules to maintain power. And the people that complain about rules complain because they don't have the power that the people that make the rules have. So if you want to make rules, get power, right? So that's really it when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? XRP price retraces after falling clear to $2.70. More losses ahead. So this is asking the question, are there going to be more losses on XRP? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe currently the price is under $2.70. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. What's the price of Ripple currently? Somebody let me know. XRP attempt to break past the $2.70 resistance level has been met with strong selling pressure, forcing the price into a fresh decline. Its failure to sustain bullish momentum has shifted market sentiment, with bears seizing control and pushing the altcoin lower. As a result, traders are now eyeing key support levels to gauge the next move. All right. So shout out to Carlton, right? Because Carlton gave us an article that shows a very bullish prediction of a next move, which I think is extremely interesting. And I'd be interested to see if that happens. You know what I'm saying? I'd be very interested to see if that happens. All right. With technical indicators hinting at growing weakness, further losses risk remain high. If bearish pressure continues, XRP could see an extended drop, testing lower support zones. However, a swift recovery above critical levels could reignite bullish hopes and prevent a deeper correction. All right. Bears take control. XRP moves towards lower support levels. Now, let me ask you guys this. With the market as volatile as it is, with the market moving in the direction that it's moving, my question is, how many people feel that this is an excellent time to double your cryptocurrency holdings? If you guys agree that this is a great time to double your holdings, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think that this is a good time to double your holdings, then give me a thumbs down and let me know when a better time will be. So now here it says XRP's upside run has lost momentum following a strong rejection at the critical $2.70 resistance level, shifting market control back into the hands of the bears. The inability to sustain an upward breakout has triggered increased selling pressure, forcing the price into a downward trajectory. With bearish sentiment strengthening, XRP is now edging towards key support zones that might determine the next phase of price action. All right. Now, look at this. XRP price explodes 25%. Will the recovery sustain, or will the recovery fizzle out? I would say things are lukewarm right about now. Right? Technical indicators provide additional confirmation of XRP's bearish outlook, particularly the fact that the price is trading below the 100-day simple moving average. The 100-day simple moving average is often viewed as crucial long-term trend indicators, and when the price is consistently below this level, it suggests that the overall trend is weakening or shifting into a bearish phase. Now, here goes the thing, right? If things are shifting into a bearish phase, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for us? If things are moving into a bearish phase, what does that mean? Shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. What's good with it, bro? Manosphere Hall of Fame says, do you think there is any possibility for XLM to do well if XRP does not recover? Yeah, I think so. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to quote unquote do well, what's your threshold of doing well? You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask me, you know, when it comes to cryptocurrency, the idea of quote unquote cryptocurrencies doing well is a lot different than stocks or other assets doing well. So what's your percentage increase that you consider as a threshold of quote unquote doing well? I don't think that Stellar is necessarily tied or correlated to XRP. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's like a correlation there. Whether, you know, if XRP does good, then, you know, Stellar won't. You know what I mean? Manosphere Hall of Fame says, can XLM 2x or 3x from here without XRP? Oh, yeah. Here's my question. Why would XRP, how could XRP hold XLM? That would be my question. I don't understand why the growth or decline will be contingent on each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to my man Aristopat. If you guys agree with Aristopat, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, you know what I'm saying, give me some thumbs down. Aristopat says, always here, bro. I believe now is the time to purchase. Facts. I agree. You guys know what it means, right? When it comes to investment, red means go, right? Green means stop, right? Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9. What's good with it, bro? Make sure y'all show Lloyd Sky 9 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man Lloyd Sky 9 for funding the organization and standing on business for 19 months.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, and shout out to John. John says XLM are not connected. XLM and XRP are not connected at all. They have partnerships with countries like France. Now, shout out to Manosphere Hall of Fame. Manosphere Hall of Fame says it seems like XLM 90% follows XRP if you compare both charts. Now, here goes my question. Over the life of the assets? And when you say they follow when they follow both charts, what's the percentage of variation between how far on and off they are of each other? Now, here goes my question. This is the ultimate way to see what happens with these two, right? Shout out to anybody that feels like doing this. What's the beta coefficient of XLM and the beta coefficient of XRP? Somebody let me know. And then again, even if they follow each other, right? Correlation is not always causation, right? So even if the charts do follow each other, where's the proof of a causation for the correlation? Now, there's a correlation for prices following Bitcoin, right? The correlation and the causation for prices following Bitcoin is because Bitcoin makes up over 52% of the market, right? But now when it comes to these two altcoins, what is the causation of the correlation between these two? Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory says XRP has a negative 0.36 beta coefficient. Now, here's my question. Anybody got the beta coefficient of Stellar? Somebody throw the beta coefficient of stellar in there. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. Now, check this out, right? The entire market crashed yesterday, last 2 days, right? Now, everything for the most part crashed in a similar fashion. Can we say that those correlations are causations and each crypto crashed as a result of the other cryptocurrency? I don't think that can be said. I think that the only thing that can be said is that it's assumed that the cryptocurrency market fell as a result of investor reaction to macroeconomic speculation. Right? That's the only thing that can be said. I don't think anybody came with any more detailed analysis than that. So now here it says, in conjunction with this, the RSI, which has been attempting to recover, has started to decline again after failing to reach the 50% threshold. This suggests that sellers are gaining the upper hand. If the downward trend continues, XRP could face a test of lower support zones, making the next few trading sessions crucial in determining its direction. All right. As XRP selling pressure intensifies, monitoring key support levels could determine XRP's next move has become crucial. The first significant level to watch is the $1.90 support zone, which has previously provided a cushion for the price during pullbacks. All right, so you guys know what to do, right? We got a phone alert we got to update. XRP at $1.90, right? So we got to add XRP at $1.90 in there, all right? A break below this level would signal an acceleration of the negative trend, leading to test the $1.70 mark. All right, so we got another one. 170. All right. Another critical support area. Should the price fall below $1.70, XRP may find itself in a deeper correction, potentially heading towards the $1.30 support region. All right, so we got three prices to watch on the low side: $1.90, $1.70, and $1.30. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Out of these three, which do you think is the most likely? Okay, so shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory said, according to TradeView, the beta coefficient for XLM is 2.92. A beta of more than 1 means the security's price is more volatile than the market. Yeah. So if the then, right, if the beta coefficient of XLM is 2.92 and the beta coefficient of XRP is 0.36, there's no possible way they could have a 90% correlation mathematically. Because if they have a 90% correlation mathematically, then there would be a 90%, their beta coefficients would be within 10% of each other. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says, however, a surge in the bull's strength from any of these key support levels would trigger the beginning of a possible reversal for the altcoin. A bounce from the $2.20 or $2 support zones might indicate that the buyers are stepping in to defend these critical levels, providing enough strength to push the price back to key resistance zones. All right. So shout out to John. John says $1.90 definitely. Yeah, I could see that. I could even see a couple days, falling, maybe not at $1.70. But maybe $1.75, $1.73, $1.78. I could see that. Right? Those would be good buying levels, especially if we're expecting the price to go where? You know what I'm saying? Where are we expecting the price of XRP to go? So shout out to Carlton, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is the article that Carlton put into the chat. All right. XRP is supposed to hit this price level in the upcoming days. In the upcoming days, I think it's very bullish. In the upcoming days, you know what I'm saying? XRP to hit $8 in the upcoming days, predicts crypto analyst. Now, you know, hey, if XRP does hit $8 in the upcoming days, I'm not going to be mad about it. I might be mad that I don't have, you know, more, right? But I'm not going to be mad if XRP hits $8 in the next couple of days for sure. But now here's my question though, right? With all of the macroeconomic turbulence, my question is, what is the pathway for in the next couple of days an $8 XRP? What's the pathway to get there? What's the event that's going to push XRP to $8 in the next couple of days? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, in my dream, I saw it hit 2,000. Listen, if you hold it long enough, it might. You know what I'm saying? If you hold it long enough, it might. At this current moment in time, I'm not sure what the pathway to an $8 XRP in the next couple days could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of speculation going on the macroeconomic side. You got this issue with T.F.T.C. You know, I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying? You got this Trump announcement of, you know what I'm saying that the United States is going to take over the Gaza Strip. All this, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of geopolitical turmoil going on right now. I don't know what the pathway to the $8 XRP could be in the next couple of days, right? But we'll see what they say. Crypto analyst Dark Defender has released an updated technical chart that indicates XRP could be on track to reach the long-anticipated $8 price in the quote-unquote upcoming days. Now, you know, how many days is the upcoming days? Right? How many days is the upcoming days? What are we talking about here? What's the time frame on that? We got to get a little time frame, right? Shout out to my man, Lloyd Sky 9. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Lloyd Sky 9 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man, Lloyd Sky 9. I appreciate it, bro. Lloyd Sky 9 says, great show, bro. I totally agree. People are fools to not grasp consolidation periods. Get in what you can while it's down. Any thoughts on the March 10th ISO transition for FedWire? I didn't even know about it, bro. I'm gonna have to read up on it. I didn't even know about it. Now, I heard that there was going to be some type of change where there would be some type of conversion to use of stable coins, but I don't know everything about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you one thing, the very simple answer, right? This is adoption, right? This is absolutely undeniably adoption. So with adoption comes increase in value. With increase in value comes increase in use. With increase in use comes increase in price. With increase in use and value comes sustainability of increase and increasing price, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So I can't see that in any way being a bad thing, right? But one thing I do got to say is watch out for these Bitcoin maximists, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm seeing these videos that people are putting out where they're saying that particular coins are a scam. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen a coin where a video where a dude made a video talking about XRP as a scam and all of this. And they say that these tokens are scams, and then they compare them to the Bitcoin use case. None of these tokens have a Bitcoin use case. Just because they don't have a Bitcoin use case doesn't make them a scam. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with these Bitcoin maximists. You know what I'm saying? They all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to RY. What's good with it, RY? Make sure y'all throw some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat. You know what I'm saying? From my man Lloyd Sky 9 for funding the organization. And he bought y'all lunch. All right. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please do me a favor. Take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
So don't push me, ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the said it was some Haitians, somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me where my cat is, cough it up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit. Gone overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing in the where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he took when that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And they got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat.
Drop that cat.
Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Definitely appreciate you. And shout out to Katsy. Welcome to the chat. What's good with it? What is good with it? All right. So now here it says the chart shared on X yesterday depicts an Elliott wave structure complete with clearly defined support and resistance levels, along with a noteworthy correction taking place below the $3 price zone. All right. So for the most part, right, with most of this, what we can expect is a sustained XRP under $3 for right now in the near term, right? That's what we can expect, right? The analyst first teased the chart on X. I will explain how XRP is expected to target $8 in the upcoming days with key levels and my enter and exit strategies. I will share it on X. He later shared a chart and explained XRP continues the daily correction and consolidates under the $3 level, which will be the break-even point for continuing with our targets. Wave 3 indicates $5.85. So that's another XRP price level to watch for. Now, it's not that I don't see these things happening. I need to know what the time frame is on quote unquote a couple of days. Like when he says in the upcoming days, like what is the time frame on upcoming days? What, you know what I'm saying? Like what is he talking about there? He later shared the chart and explained XRP continues the daily correction and consolidates under the $3 level, which will be the break-even point for continuing with our targets. Wave 3 indicates a $5.85 price is at sight and closer than ever before. This structure aims at an $8 plus level with its fifth wave shortly. Okay, but now again, here's my question, right? What is the time frame? Because they so far, like they've given a pathway, but they haven't given a time frame. You know what I'm saying? They haven't given a time frame. Shout out to John Guillory. John says, bro, all these maxis are wild. The XRP are crazy too. Saying Bitcoin is trash and XRP is going to overtake. saying that XRP is going to overtake the Bitcoin market cap. I'm like, is there a use case for? There's a use case for several tokens. There's a use case for several tokens, and like what? Again, like the XRPs, the purpose of XRP is not even in competition with Bitcoin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even, they're not competing on any level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just it's so bizarre. You know what I'm saying? It's so bizarre. Does it like, but to say that like in the near future, to say that XRP is going to overtake Bitcoin is wild. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, all righty. It's like, how do people, How do people say stuff like that and then like come outside and it's okay? Like that it's just crazy, man. According to Dark Defenders, like, okay, like now if we're talking like 100 years in the future, anything could happen, right? But if we're talking about in the immediate, how is that going to happen in the immediate? Like anytime I see some tokens, anytime I see some coins come out and somebody's like, this is the next coin to overtake Bitcoin, like Bitcoin's not like Bitcoin is so far beyond other cryptocurrencies. It's not even competing with other cryptocurrencies right now. Like Bitcoin is competing with real estate and gold. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even have a cryptocurrency rival right now. It never really did. You know what I'm saying? But like for real, right now it don't. What is the cryptocurrency rival of Bitcoin? Like what other cryptocurrency is competing with a non-cryptocurrency asset? Now, as far as percentage gains go, right? Meme coins, in particular Dogecoin, outperforms Bitcoin, right? But if we're talking about performance plus total market cap and also belief in use case, man, come on, man. What, like there's nothing that compares with Bitcoin. How can people say that? And again, just because nothing compares with Bitcoin in regards to what Bitcoin is used for, that doesn't mean that other cryptocurrencies don't have a use case. Like that, like America, like the US dollar is the world reserve currency, right? So like let's just say like no other currencies have a use case. Like the United States dollar should just be the world currency. Like who would say that? You know what I'm saying? Like who would actually say that? This is what I'm saying about like there's always these weird illogical, like explanations and just I'm gonna just drop this nonsensical statement and walk away when it comes to Bitcoin. Like it doesn't, it's just wild. Even when it comes to the Bitcoin maxis, like, hey, like I'm with you, Bitcoin is great, but like you're over the top, you're ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DC Precise. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, shout out to AB Promotions. Yeah, they said I don't show my face. My face is literally on the banner of Just Talking with TD and Rob, and every single video with Just Talking with TD and Rob, and you know what I'm saying, videos right on this channel. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't feel like showing my face. I don't need to. What do I need to show my face for? You know what I'm saying? Literally everybody knows what I look like. You know what I'm saying? Literally everybody knows what I look like. You know what I'm saying? That shit is just crazy, man. That shit is crazy. Shout out to AB. AB says once Bitcoin surpasses gold, hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. Yo, listen, when I start back doing Crimecast, all the Crimecast that I do is all gonna be guard your money from this person because they coming for your crypto. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this alarm is going off. I gotta go answer. I gotta go turn this doggone thing off real quick. But real quick, just I'm about to throw this. As a matter of fact, we'll actually be able to finish this video. Hold on real quick. Yeah, we're gonna watch some Kathy Wood real quick. I didn't know they had another clip. Hold on real quick. We about to watch. Let me see. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Actually, you know what? We're gonna actually take a little break from the Ripple stuff. We're gonna see what Kathy Wood's got to say about some particular stuff. All right. So shout out to everybody watching. If y'all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. And like when it comes to this particular stream, we're gonna be going over some stuff, and it's gonna be some stuff where people are gonna have to think about certain things. All right, people gonna have to think about certain things. All right, we shout out to Kathy Woods. You know what I'm saying? We caught her with her mouth open. That's what's up.
Cost of innovation is collapsing, which it has been doing. I mean, the cost of AI training is dropping before this, 75% per year. The cost for inference, 85 to 90%. I think it throws the weight more towards inference chips from training chips. And so NVIDIA is highly exalted, and deservedly so, in the training chip space. Inference is a lot more competitive.
Okay, do we fully understand the implications of that? Because the question that everybody's asking this morning is, do I buy the dip? So if we're seeing the landscape changing, is it too early to make that transition and understand what the implications of it are?
Yes, we've been studying the tech stack and where we think it's going. We're going to put out big ideas in, I think, a week.
Give us some hints.
Yes, so here's a hint. We do think there are share shifts taking place within the tech stack. We think platform as a service, so think Palantir, is going to gain significant share. And this news yesterday, I think, highlights that, reinforces that. We think infrastructure as a service is going to stabilize the share.
Shout out to AB. AB said, nah, I was talking about when people say ridiculous things and still come outside. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Now, do y'all hear what she's saying? We're actually going to go into this a little bit later in regards to the tokenized assets, right? Because there's actually supposed to be a huge boom in this idea of tokenized assets.
Software as a service will come down a share. However, I've said all of that. All of them will be growing rapidly. It's just how rapid.
Okay. And Palantir, we should say, is one of your holdings, of course, a company you know very well, Kathy. So if inference is going to become cheaper, is this going to be a situation that drives more demand? We were talking about, is that where the positivity comes from? For the companies that don't train but do infer,
yes.
How positive is this going to be?
It's going to be extremely positive.
All right, so now look at Kathy Wood's top 10 holdings, right? These are Kathy Wood's top 10 holdings. What do you guys think about Kathy Wood's top 10 holdings? I'm going to write them down, all right? Tesla, I think we got Tesla. That is something that we look at. Roku, all right? Coinbase, we already know Coinbase is on there. Roblox, I didn't even know Roblox was a publicly traded company. That's absolutely a really good one to have on there. Anybody that got kids know about Roblox. Palantir, that's a good one. But I don't really watch Palantir like that, but I'm gonna start checking it out. Robinhood, we already got that. Shopify? What y'all think about Shopify? We're going to put Shopify on there. What is this one? Block Inc. I never heard of Block Inc. But we're going to check it out anyway. CRISPR Therapeutics. That sounds like something that got to do with genetics. CRISPR Therapeutics. And Archer. That's interesting. These are Kathy Wood's top 10 holdings, really? What do you guys think about these? Shout out to Melanin and Mind. Not bad for Shopify. Okay. Shout out to AB. AB said I have 2 Roku TVs. How many shares of Roku you got? How many shares of Roku you got? You know what I'm saying?
Positive. So those using AI, whether for productivity or other applications, are going to benefit. We think the 2 most profound use cases right now, besides increasing productivity for everyone, autonomous mobility, so think cars, drones, and so forth, and interestingly, the healthcare space. We think the convergence of various sequencing technologies.
Hey, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you about this healthcare convergence with this digital technology. I keep telling people, and see, people don't realize it, man. I've been saying this for a long time. Death is outdated, but just wait until these technologies get extremely advanced. You're going to see that death is for real, indeed, really outdated. All right. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 19 people watching and we got 24 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. Let's try to get on that 1-to-1 ratio, and let's try to get the likes to 40. All right.
AI and CRISPR gene editing. That convergence is going to cure more and more diseases over time.
So these sound like huge positives for the
Huge
businesses that are
positives.
involved in that stream. What does it tell us about US tech?
Yeah, shout out to DC Precise. That's facts. DC Precise says you have to go to the ARC website for her real holdings. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Or all of the CRISPR and health tech she's into. Oh yeah, I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain. Yeah, we're gonna definitely hit up the ARC website for sure and look into some of that stuff.
Overall, we had a conversation yesterday about whether this is some kind of end of US exceptionalism, and that might be in terms of stocks broadly, but in terms of the US tech sector, are we talking about that? Or is this just the Sputnik moment that's been mentioned many times, a chance for the US now to catch up again?
Yes, I think competition is great for the US, and DeepSeek is competition, no doubt about it. I'm hearing all of the titans, tech titans, speak of it glowingly. I don't think we know everything about it yet. So no, I think it's competition is good for the United States. Lowering costs is great for the world. The collapse in the cost of innovation should help all regions of the world. I will say that new productive forces, which was Xi Jinping's new phrase, I think 18 months ago, seems to be showing through right now. Common prosperity was the previous one, and I still think that's in effect. That was more about margins. This is about innovation. So we're looking more closely at China now.
I want to pick up on China in just a moment, but I want to go back to that point you make about cost of innovation collapsing specifically. That would almost lead to the fact that perhaps it brings down the barriers of entry for mid-cap tech firms or maybe people away from the hyperscalers. But you haven't seen that second level outside of the AI adopters really catch the same bid in the way you see Amazon or Microsoft or even Oracle catch up a little bit. What's the hiccup there? If, as you say, the cost of innovation is collapsing, why aren't some of these stocks reflecting that?
Well, I think there's a big debate going on. And if you look at
well, here goes the thing, right? The cost of innovation, right? Carl did crazy. Carl just said Kathy pays pays decent dividends too. Thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the dividends, lady. You know what I'm saying? But like, here go the thing, right? Even though the cost of innovation is decreasing, the speed at which you have to innovate is increasing, which I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That might actually kind of negate that cost decrease of actual innovation, and it might shift it to, because things have to be innovated so quickly, you know what I'm saying? It might just stack up in another area of accounting. You know what I'm saying?
Second, third, and fourth quarter of last year, you look at the mega caps and the rest of the stocks in the S&P 500, you'll see mega caps in the second and the fourth did very well. And the smaller cap stocks did very well, much better than the mega caps in the third quarter. I think there's a little bit of a tug of war evolving here. And if we're right, the most massive concentration in the market in history, worse than the Depression, is probably going to give way to a broader based bull market. We're seeing that in our portfolios. And it really did start right around actually the day after the election. And I think one of the most important things is going to happen is regulations coming down. Even in AI, in the United States, their regulations started to intrude in a technology that is today where the internet was in the early.
So look at this. These are ARK Invest's largest EFTs, all right, these exchange traded funds. They have an ARK Innovation. Look at that. The Bitcoin, the 21 shares, the Bitcoin one is number 2. And like, listen, man, I ain't even about to go there. But anyway, this is what I'm saying, man. Look, ARK Innovation EFT, right? 6.67 billion. ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF, 5.41 billion. Like, man, what are these? This is what I'm, look, you see it right there. ARK next generation. Where is another cryptocurrency at on this list? You know what I'm saying? And then look, when you go from Bitcoin, the next largest one is only $1.88 billion. ARK next generation internet ETF, ARK genomic revolution ETF, ARK fintech innovation ETF, ARK autonomous tech ETF. After Bitcoin, it goes down about $3 billion. You know what I'm saying? People, what coin is going to catch up with Bitcoin like in the near future? You know what I'm saying? Like what?
early 90s. We don't even know what we have yet.
Yeah.
We're as excited as back then, but now is not the time to regulate it heavily.
Well, I think you've got the president on your side when it comes to that in the States. I want to come back to kind of this idea of the hyperscalers here. You're famous for your beta strategy, especially when it comes to the tech space. I think it's fair to say that the highest beta right now is in some of these tech names, in NVIDIA, in Microsoft, in Google, just looking at some of the moves we've seen in the
Okay, so did you guys hear she has a quote unquote high beta strategy? All right, she's got a high beta strategy. How many people heard that? If you guys heard that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear that, give me a thumbs down. This is basic textbook finance. This is basic textbook finance. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this question. If she has a high beta strategy, what does that mean about what's in these portfolios that she creates for people? What's that mean? Let me know.
We're as excited as back then, but now is not the time to regulate it heavily.
Well, I think you've got the president on your side when it comes to that in the States. I want to come back to kind of this idea of the hyperscalers here. You're famous for your beta strategies.
She's famous for her beta strategies. What are beta strategies? Shout out to Katsy. Yeah, high risk. Absolutely, high risk.
Especially when it comes to the tech space. I think it's fair to say that the highest beta right now is in some of these tech names, in NVIDIA, in Microsoft, in Google, just looking at some of the moves we've seen in the last 24 hours, not to mention.
Well, you know what? I shouldn't say high risk. That's not actually the best way to phrase that. High volatility. Right? A high beta is equal to high volatility, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down.
In the last 12 months or so, why not increase your holdings for more exposure to the hyperscalers?
Yeah, we do think, well, we do own Meta and Amazon in our flagship, and we own more of them in our other more specialized portfolios. And in Europe here, we have an AI and robotics fund, and we hold probably most of them because.
So see, again, they've got the AI and robotics fund, right? So listen, I want you guys to pay attention, right? As many people as there are that are anti-cryptocurrency, right? We've diversified, right? And we don't only discuss cryptocurrency, right? We are now discussing ETFs and stocks that are parallel to cryptocurrency, that work hand in hand with cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Investment managers that invest in these type of investments along with their investments in cryptocurrency, right? Now, listen, I want y'all to pay very close attention to this. People got a problem with cryptocurrency, but Cathie Woods got $5.41 billion worth of Bitcoin, and she don't have a problem with cryptocurrency. So now here's my question. Like, we're just going to throw that out there, and then, okay, so now what? So now here goes my thing, right? If somebody like Cathie Woods creates a 21 shares Bitcoin portfolio that's got $5.41 billion worth of value, and in 10 years that becomes $10 trillion, what's somebody going to say about Cathie Woods? Did she not play fair? What'd she do? Why does she have trillions of dollars in Bitcoin in her portfolios and you don't? Did she not play fair? Did she steal it? What's going to be the reason? ARK Invest got all this Bitcoin. Everybody that invests with ARK Invest got so much money.
Not the time to regulate it heavily.
Well, I think you've got the president on your side when it comes to that in the States. I want to come back to kind of this idea of the hyperscalers here. You're famous for your beta strategy, especially when it comes to the tech space. I think it's fair to say that the highest beta right now is in some of these tech names, in NVIDIA, in Microsoft, in Google, just looking at some of the moves we've seen in the last 24 hours, not to mention the last 12 months or so. Why not increase your holdings for more exposure to the hyperscalers?
Yeah, we do think, well, we do own Meta and Amazon in our flagship, and we own more of them in our other more specialized portfolios. And in Europe.
So now I want you guys to pay very close attention and understand this, right? And I want you guys to look very deeply into this, right? In these discussions, right? These discussions are about ownership. Would you guys agree? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. these discussions are about ownership. It's arguable if there is actually a belief in sustainable ownership as it pertains to assets that we deal with. And this is one of the reasons why, if you ask me, there's not a lot that you can do to get people to sit through these type of discussions or these type of conversations, because ownership and value building is 110% currently the opposite direction of what the current culture encourages you to do with your money. So this would be a conversation that would be astronomically non-understandable. So, when things aren't understandable, in most cases, what I'm saying, people, they're not interested in trying to understand, right? And, they kind of tune out. And then when they see, somebody have a bunch of money and they don't have none, something had to be unfair. But make no mistake, when it comes to this, there's literally nothing that's not fair, except for why did you do yourself like that? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's unfair except for why did you do yourself like that?
Europe here, we have an AI and robotics fund, and we hold probably most of them because they are going to benefit from the declining cost in AI. And even Meta, who was really the open source leader, DeepSeek is open source. I think Meta is saying, wait a minute, what's going on here? And they're going to use some of the techniques, the algorithms that DeepSeek has used to improve their own platform. So we're not negative on them. We think that the neglect of the rest of the market has been extreme, and that is going to change. That the strongest bull market out there is a broad-based one. A market favoring 6 or 7 stocks alone is not a strong bull market. And so if we're right, the bull market will strengthen out and gain momentum, rewarding smaller cap stocks than we have seen thus far.
You use Meta as a great example. Meta, before they went all in on AI, went all in on the metaverse, and there was a big pullback on some of that investment.
Shout out to Carlton Way. Yeah, Carlton Way said the Illuminati is why you're wealthy. Facts. Now think about this, right? The Illuminati would be why, we're wealthy. It just can't be because we've been working for like the last 2 years to try to gather up all this information and make the best purchases when it comes to investments. That can't possibly be the reason. Now, here go the question that you got to ask. Who is it saying that it can't possibly be the reason? You know what I'm saying? They'll do us the same way they get done with the pyramids, right? You can't be smart enough to create a pyramid, so it had to be aliens. You can't be smart enough to have invested your money wisely, so the Illuminati had to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick said they not like us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, got real popular off the They Not Like Us song, though. You know what I'm saying?
Do you need to be sitting on billions or trillions of dollars in cash to excel in AI in the next 5 years?
Well, I think DeepSeek just taught us that the answer is less than people thought. You don't need as much cash as we once thought. I don't know if the number is right, 6 million to train that model. That's unbelievable. It's a tenth or less. Now, many people.
Shout out to Carlton. Another thing that'll get said is, quote unquote, you just got lucky. You just got lucky. Again, it can't be your own hard work, you know what I'm saying, due diligence and intelligence. You just got lucky. How many instances of that have we seen? Listen, man, when people talk about athletes, right? People even discuss athletes and say it's a 1 in a million chance that you will make the NFL. It actually isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's actually based on hard work. It's actually based on you being competitive and being able to outcompete other people. There's not much involved with how much is involved in luck when it comes to doing push-ups every day. How much is involved in luck when it comes to running suicides every day? You know what I'm saying? How much luck is involved when you're doing pull-ups and when you're eating your high protein and high carbohydrate meals? Where's the luck at in that stuff? You're following a regimen. You're following instructions. You know what I'm saying? But, people will say, well, you just got lucky. I don't know anybody who just got lucky and made it into a professional sports league. Do you guys? I don't know. I can't truly say anyone who I know that just got lucky and made it into a professional sports league. To make it into a professional sports league, you got to play basketball in most cases, right? In most cases in high school, in most cases in college. You got to have a particular performance in high school. You got to have a particular performance in college. There's nobody that has a mediocre performance where a number gets drawn and they just happen to make it into the NBA. Who has that happened for? You know what I'm saying? But people will say he just got lucky. It's mind-boggling to me. People will say, LeBron James just got lucky. And then people will be upset when somebody says the aliens made the pyramids, y'all didn't. Somebody make it make sense, man. How you gonna get mad at one of those things and not get mad at the other? You know what I'm saying? Like it's wild. Make it make sense. This is the stuff that people do, though.
Don't believe that. But again, it fits in with the costs collapsing thesis. They were collapsing anyway. DeepSeek has just stepped it up a notch.
Kathy, you mentioned earlier that you're increasingly looking at China. I'm interested in what that looks like, but also how much you think that the US tech companies are going to engage with this, or US businesses will engage with this new technology, DeepSeek, coming as it does out of China, given everything we've heard about TikTok and where your data ends up. That might raise some flags for some people.
It's very interesting. We've been thinking about President Trump, or many people have been thinking that, oh, wow.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, right, Kathy Wood's got a prediction on Bitcoin. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kathy Wood said if I'm not mistaken, it might be Michael Saylor. I might be wrong on these predictions, but I'm pretty sure Kathy Wood said 13 million by 2028. If I'm not mistaken, that was her prediction. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How do you all feel about that? If you guys feel that that's possible, give me a thumbs up. If you don't feel that it's possible, give me a thumbs down. Now, I know for sure Michael Saylor said 13 million, but I can't remember the time frame. But I'm pretty sure Kathy Wood said 13 million by 2028.
This is very negative for China and U.S. Relationship with China. But there is another point in history that might be repeating to some extent here. It's called Nixon in China. Nixon did not trust China. He and everybody trusted Nixon because he did not trust China, and they knew he wouldn't lead us astray. I think the same thing is happening here with President Trump. And from a technology point of view, I think he likes the competition. And he actually did say, I believe yesterday, that, this just shows that even in the U.S., regulations, especially that executive order on AI, which he rescinded, probably has held us back. And now let's go.
Kathy, you talked a moment ago about the Great Depression and the concentration we saw going into the Great Depression and the number of single stocks. Do you think we get a smooth transition from that concentration to the broadening out of the market? That's not what the Great Depression taught us. It taught us that you get a collapse, and US consumer confidence and so many other things seem to be hinged on this stock market performance. Mm-hmm. Is it a smooth ride from concentration to diversification? How big a gap could there potentially be between one and the other?
Yes, if you look back at the Depression, I'm not going to get all of these numbers right. What you'll see is the massive concentration took place until 1932.
Yeah.
At which point the market started broadening out, and small or mid cap stocks back then way outperformed large cap stocks. And it makes sense. They had been absolutely destroyed during the Depression, which was binary. Is this company going to survive or not? With output down 30%, GDP down 30%. It is surprising to me that we got to an even greater point of concentration than the Great Depression. It tells you that in an underlying sense, there was a lot of fear in the market, and that investors were piling into cash-rich companies that, oh, by the way, had...
See, now, where we at right now, even with people piling into quote-unquote Bitcoin-rich companies, we're ahead of the curve with the investing in the Bitcoin-rich company strategy. So, like this era that she's talking about, and she said that history is repeating itself, I would agree that history is repeating itself. But if you ask me, though, history always repeats itself with slight modifications. And the modification on this history repeat is that there's large opportunities for a lot of these companies like MicroStrategies and what's the other company's name? MetaPlanet, that are now having Bitcoin on their balance sheet. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. And also, shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please do me a favor. Take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
A leg up perhaps in this new thing called AI. Now I think it's just going to broaden out.
We're looking at a Bitcoin handle of about 103,000. Kathy, I want to bring you into this conversation. You've been a crypto bull for a very long time.
Yes.
You've also, prior to the break, talked a lot about deregulation under Donald Trump in the tech sector, but then also in the crypto sector as well. What has fundamentally changed since he's taken office when it comes to deregulation?
I think we will get significant clarity in terms of regulation. We will get legislation as well. I think many more policymakers in Washington understand that this was a single vote issue for many voters, especially young voters.
Didn't I say that? Again, we just got again, when this kind of stuff comes up, we can't not address it. Why were people being told that that's not true? Once I'm able to unlock all my videos on BLR2, all them videos about the crypto in regards to the politics, they're all going to be out there. Now, Kathy Wood said it, right? Now, again, let me ask you this question, right? Let's just say again, let's just say you were a single issue voter and you wanted to vote based on cryptocurrency. Why would you not be able to vote the way that you want to based on cryptocurrency? Yes, I want cryptocurrency to have clear regulations. I want cryptocurrency adoption to occur. I want Bitcoin to go to $1 million. I'm going to vote for somebody who's going to do that because I hold a significant amount of my savings in cryptocurrency. Why would you as an individual not be allowed to do that? You got all of these people on crypto. You got all of these people on YouTube. How many people have you all heard say, quote unquote, that black people aren't allowed to be single issue voters? Now, here's the thing, right? I don't know where all this stuff came from because Dr. Claude Anderson told people to be single issue voters and voters a block, right? Dr. Claude Anderson said that, right? But you got these other people that said, quote unquote, black people aren't allowed to be single issue voters. Now, here's my question. Who's not allowing you to, right? Because the very same people, if you did vote single issue, right? Let's just say, for instance, everybody in here said, you know what? We mess with crypto. We mess with crypto hard. We got end of the year goals that we want our crypto to get to. Out of the two candidates that's running, there's only one candidate that's going to get us there. What happened if we voted that way? Everybody would talk about how much of an issue they got with immigration, but they'd call us coons because we voted for a particular individual. Now, if we're constantly getting berated and battered and called coons and constantly repeated misinformation that we voted XYZ direction that had nothing to do with why we voted that way, who is it that's stopping us from being able to vote? The very people that say black people aren't allowed to vote as a single vote voter. So here you have the two reality dilemma again. Here you have the have your cake and eat it too dilemma. The dilemma of where you want to sit there and say somebody's not allowing you to do something, and then when all the evidence gets ran, it's shown that the people that say that we're not allowed to do it are the ones who are actually enforcing people not being allowed to do it. So now here's my question. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Why do people let that fly? People let that fly because they want it to fly. If people didn't want it to fly, they wouldn't let it fly. Right? People sure as hell had an issue with some things that I talked about on my channel. They got the videos up out of there. They got the videos out of there real quick. right? So, you know, if people want to deal with certain things, they can deal with them, right? They just choose not to. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. The L-I to the T-H. Facts. If you guys agree with Black Free Thinker, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So again, right? During the election, this wasn't touched at all, except for on my channels, right? I told everybody, hey, when it comes to cryptocurrency, this might be the hidden voter block that might do it for, you know, push it one way or the other. Cryptocurrency is a scam. Nobody cares about Bitcoin. Quote unquote, black people don't have time for these issues. Well, you know what I'm saying? Kathy Woods got time and $5 billion for these issues. You know what I'm saying? Kathy Woods got time and $5 billion for these issues. You know what I'm saying? Michael Saylor got 400,000 Bitcoin for these issues. So do BlackRock. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Detroit 313. What's good with it, bro? So, you know, the people who want these things, they got time for it, right? The people who want these things are not ignoring actual information, right? The people that listen to the people that said, you know, quote unquote, cryptocurrency, you know, whatever it is that they said about cryptocurrency, they will never hold those people to account for the $100,000 mistake, because that's what we're going to call Bitcoin. We're going to call Bitcoin the $100,000 mistake. And we're going to keep calling Bitcoin the $100,000 mistake. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep calling it the $100,000 mistake. Now, again, listen to what Kathy Wood said.
It tells you that in an underlying sense, there was a lot of fear in the market and that investors were piling into cash-rich companies that, oh, by the way, had, you know, a leg up perhaps in this new thing called AI. Now I think it's just going to broaden out.
We're looking at a Bitcoin handle of about 103,000. Kathy, I want to bring you into this conversation. You've been a crypto bull for a very long time.
Yes.
You've also, prior to the break, talked a lot about deregulation under Donald Trump in the tech sector, but then also in the crypto sector as well. What has fundamentally changed since he's taken office when it comes to deregulation?
I think we will get significant clarity in terms of regulation. We will get legislation as well. I think many more policymakers in Washington understand that this was a single vote issue for many voters.
A lot of people understood that, right? But the people that usually kind of don't understand a lot of things didn't seem to understand that. Despite the fact that the information was given, the information was available. Well, nobody told you about this. Yes, somebody did tell you about this. Somebody did tell you about this. Oh, Kathy Woods bought up all the Bitcoin. She bought up all the Bitcoin because you didn't buy any. Michael Saylor bought up all the Bitcoin. Michael Saylor bought up the Bitcoin that was available. He didn't stop you from getting any. So now, again, in the future, when Michael Saylor is the richest man in the world and MicroStrategies is worth trillions of dollars, and, you know, who only knows how much ARK Invest will be worth? I mean, you know what I'm saying? ARK Invest and BlackRock. And then people say, well, I didn't know anything about this. Again, what will the excuse be? This is what I want to know. I want to know what the excuse will be, because I'll tell you what I'll tell you what one of the contributing factors is, but I want to know what the excuse is going to be. You know, you got like the popular content creators on YouTube, they'll sit there and tell their audience, quote unquote, this isn't for black people. Now, you know what's crazy about this? I've never heard Michael Saylor say that. I've never heard Kathy Wood say that. I've never heard any of these pro-cryptocurrency people ever say that. I've never heard any cryptocurrency person say that. Take a wild guess who the only people that I've ever heard say that are. I'm going to let y'all put it in the chat. Matter of fact, who's the only people that y'all ever heard say that? I watch any type of podcast or anything like that Michael Saylor is on. I watch all of them. Anytime Kathy Woods is on something, I watch it. I ain't never heard none of them say nothing like that. Yeah, shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says, oh, they can come up with excuses saying that crypto is a scam. And they can never explain how it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how is crypto a scam? The entire cryptocurrency market is a scam? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Cryptocurrency people are quicker to call out a cryptocurrency scam than anyone else. Because first and foremost, cryptocurrency people recognize it. And second of all, cryptocurrency people want cryptocurrency to be looked at as legitimate. And cryptocurrency people don't appreciate scammers in the space. You know what I'm saying? How many cryptocurrency news publications wrote articles about how much of a scam the Hawk Tuah coin was? You know what I'm saying? Everybody came out and went in on that shit. There's nobody that was like, Hawk Tuah coin is a legitimate coin and y'all just being mean. Nobody did that. Everybody was like, man, here's XYZ. Look at the tokenomics, yada, yada, yada. This shit is garbage. Everybody said that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, people will lie to their grandkids about being blocked out of crypto. Then those kids will discover those they will discover those X spaces and hear their grandparents wasting time. Yeah, especially seeing how the dude that runs the Doge, the Doge government efficiency, you know what I'm saying, board is the one that runs X too. You know what I'm saying? And people say, yo, you know, we didn't have this opportunity. You know, Elon Musk would be glad to supply those Twitter spaces and probably had a Twitter spaces where it gets mentioned that quote unquote Bitcoin is a scam. And then it'll be said, well, this is just artificial intelligence. These things were manipulated. You know what I'm saying? And then just the circle of nonsense will just continue. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said, just like Elizabeth Warren, Congress of Massachusetts going at crypto for years, but never explained why of the real answer, why she thinks like that or says things like that without any proof. Facts. Now, now, you know, the Reaper got to answer why she would do something like that. Right? This is what the Reaper would say.
Just like a woman. That's because some of you niggas, you be acting just like a woman. The Reaper keep it 1,000.
That's what the Reaper would say about Elizabeth Warren. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, right, this is now, how many people remember, quote unquote, Kamala Harris's package that she had for black men? Do y'all remember that? If y'all remember that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. If y'all recall, she had crypto in there as part of that package. Now, here go my question. What's a Democrat going to do with some crypto besides overregulate it and restrict it? They just threw cryptocurrency in that package. What you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying? What you going to do with it? Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, take a moment, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, and also please share the stream to your social media.
Especially young voters. And so this is becoming much more of a bipartisan issue. And of course, you have the executive branch also supporting it mightily, proposing that we include Bitcoin in Treasury Reserve. So you've got, I think we're going to have support of all three branches of government are going to be supportive, which is a big change.
Well, it would be a big change. And I mean, are we really sure of that? I suppose is the question, because Gary Gensler, the SEC, had a very different view of the risks and the retail investor protections that should be in place when it comes to crypto. There are surely a lot of people who still believe that's important.
Well, I think he didn't understand that this is the next big wave of the internet. This is the layer of the internet that developers did not build in the early 90s because no one thought anyone would buy or use financial services on the internet. I remember back then.
Which is insane. I mean, that's just literally in who, I mean, like we already have electronic I mean, like, we already have electronic payment methods. People are already doing online banking. Like, why would no one think that we would evolve to this? Like, it's beyond me. Y'all got me dead in the comment section. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said, I remember that Kamala is charging 50% capital gains tax of black men who own crypto. Kamala Harris is extremely against pro crypto. Facts. I would say the entire Democratic Party is against crypto. If you guys watch the video archive on this channel, I go into all of the things that Joe Biden was trying to do to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, all of the things that Elizabeth Warren has been doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, Black Free Thinker said, crypto doesn't have pictures of dead WSs on it. Otherwise, more of the monolith would have bought some, perhaps. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Every bank has a mobile app. Right. Every bank has online banking. Every bank has online statements. Most places online have an online payment portal. I mean, like, why would you just, I don't, well, how is it not the next logical step in evolution? It's just beyond me. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Somebody make it make sense.
No one was going to give their credit card to the internet, right? This is the next big wave, and it's a huge efficiency move for the financial services sector. So in terms of Bitcoin specifically, it is really the leader in a new asset class. And we have a paper out on that. You can see the low correlations, which do define a new asset class. And it is a global monetary system. It's a very big idea. My professor, mentor, friend, Art Laffer, when he collaborated with us on our Bitcoin paper in 2015, he said, this is what I've been waiting for.
You see, they've been, look, now, you know, ARK Invest, Kathy Wood's been researching Bitcoin since 2015. They did a paper on Bitcoin in 2015. That's 10 years ago. That's 10 years ago. Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Deposit checks by picture now. That's what I'm saying.
Out on that, you can see the low correlations, which do define a new asset class. And it is a global monetary system. It's a very big idea. My professor, mentor, friend, Art Laffer, when he collaborated with us on our Bitcoin paper in 2015, he said, this is what I've been waiting for since the U.S. closed the gold window in 1971. So he has been energized by this new movement towards a rules-based global.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people, do you guys see why I called the Bitcoin the $100,000 mistake? Now, look, man, listen, this is what I'm saying about a lot of these people that claim to be independents. Listen, they claim to be independents, but they're undercover Democrats. They're undercover Democrats. You know what I'm saying? During the election, they tell you everything and support everything that's consistent with what Trump does. Once Trump wins, then they start going in on Trump and say that he's attacking black people through DEI. And then, you know, they've been anti-cryptocurrency the entire time. What's the difference between that and what the Democrats say? Is there a difference? Yeah, shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says they're assuming independent voters are right-leaning. Now, here's the thing, right? When things go a little bit, when things go a little bit too far to the left, like when people say it's okay to have a nutsack and go into a woman's bathroom, then people can start looking like they're on the right. They can start looking like they're on the right. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know if that's the right or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can say that that's the right. But that's what people will say. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you listen to the Democrats, if you don't agree with that, what they'll tell you is that you ain't black, right? And this whole idea of quote unquote black shaming, that's what all these people do. The disgruntled Democrats who claim that they're independent, they'll black shame you. You know, they'll sit there and say you're not black people aren't allowed to be single issue voters. Okay, well, if you say, yo, my single issue is crypto and I'm voting pro crypto, you're a coon, you know what I'm saying? And MAGA will never accept you and yada yada. Hey, listen, man, didn't nobody vote for that direction because of MAGA? I just said that I voted single issue vote for crypto. You just sat up there and said that black people ain't allowed to do that. Then soon as I do that, you sit up there calling me and telling me I'm all kind of coons. How does that make sense? And why doesn't anybody ever hold that to the fire of make this make sense? Yeah, facts. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said pocket watching like the black boulets and the pro-blacks. Facts. They always sit up there saying who should and shouldn't have some money. They did it to Roland Martin. He shouldn't have his money. Y'all didn't pay him. He got paid by the people he dealt with. Why? I mean, if he hosted Kamala Harris, why shouldn't Kamala Harris pay him? You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's a Democrat shill. Of course, he's a clown. But why should he work for free? You know what I'm saying? Why should anybody work for free? That's all they do is pocket watch. You know what I'm saying? And say that somebody else shouldn't have some money and make an excuse of why they should have the money. While at the same time, you know what I'm saying? The people should be getting the money, buy you some Bitcoin, telling people not to buy Bitcoin. And just saying all kinds of circular nonsense that doesn't make any sense.
Monetary system.
Do you think Trump's going to be on board with that? Like the president has indicated he's quite a big fan of the US dollar. And it sounds like what you're suggesting is a replacement
facts.
for the US
No,
dollar.
Bro, shout out to Detroit 313. Bro, that's facts, bro. Detroit 313 says this is their MO. And people love it. People love it. They love it. They love to stay broke. You know what I'm saying? And they love to fund people telling them not to do anything with their money. It's wild. I never seen nothing like it before. And then turn around and ask the question, well, why am I broke? Don't nobody got time to play these games. You know what I'm saying?
We actually think that, that these two will coexist. And if anything, what we're seeing with the stable coin movement.
Now, again, listen, people get upset when I say this, right? Shout out to Cassie. Cassie said the immigration issue was another huge issue that pushed a lot of people to the right. I would agree with that, right? However, if you ask me, the everything that has been done for immigration, those are immigration handouts for people that didn't pay with the vote. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the crypto people paid. They paid. You know what I'm saying? Coinbase paid. You know what I'm saying? Crypto.com paid. Ripple paid. All these people, all these crypto people, they all paid. Like they actually got, you know what I'm saying? Like Trump got cash from these people. Who is the people that were pro-immigration that paid cash for Trump to prioritize any of this immigration stuff? As far as I'm concerned, as much money as the crypto people put towards Trump, forget all this immigration stuff. They should have hit the Bitcoin. That should have been the first executive order that was signed, was the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, the crypto people sitting back, you know what I'm saying, the crypto people sitting back really patient. They're sitting back really patient because I don't know how patient I would be if I forked up millions of dollars for your campaign and you signing all these immigrant handouts, all this, immigration handout for these people that not only didn't pay, but a bunch of them didn't vote for you. A bunch of the people that's cheering on the immigration stuff not only didn't pay with no money, they didn't pay with a vote neither. So why they getting serviced first? They, like I said, I just named off all the people that paid. Coinbase paid, Ripple paid, XRP paid, Cardano paid, Algorand paid, all these places paid. Trump responding to a couple YouTube videos and going, you know what I'm saying, grab Tom Homan up and hit the migrant stuff first. How much did the migrant people pay? How much did the anti, open borders people pay? I don't think they paid too much. So as far as I'm concerned, these are election voter appeasing and non-voter appeasing handouts, because Trump know who the people are that don't support him but support him. He know who they are, just like y'all know who they are. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, I disagree. Don't raise the price so you can amass the asset cheaper. Yeah, that's facts. I ain't mad at that neither.
Stablecoin movement, which is how people, is the on-ramp into decentralized financial services. They're all backed by Treasury securities, which de facto they're backed by the dollar. So we think that movement.
Yeah, shout out to Carlton. We know who they are. They're the people that say that they're not Democrats, but they say all of the same stuff that Democrats say. We not Democrats. We against cryptocurrency. We not Democrats. Protect Jasmine Crockett at all costs. Like, come on, man.
Is gaining momentum here, especially now with the deregulation.
You say they're rules-based, but then we see more coins coming all the time. So there might be restricted
from
supply.
the president.
Yeah, from the president and his wife.
So I said Bitcoin was rules-based.
Okay.
21 million units, and we're nearly at 20.
See, and again, I'm so glad Kathy Woods did that. You see how they tried to slide that in there, and she stopped that shit real quick.
Global monetary system.
Do you think Trump's going to be on board with that? Like the president has indicated he's quite a big fan of the US dollar, and it sounds like what you're suggesting is a replacement for the US dollar.
No, we actually think that that these two will coexist, and if anything, what we're seeing with the stablecoin movement, which is how people, is the on-ramp into decentralized financial services. They're all backed by Treasury securities, which de facto they're backed by the dollar. So we think that movement is gaining momentum here, especially now with the deregulation.
You say they're rules-based, but then we see more coins coming all the time. So there might be restricted
from the
supply.
president.
Yeah, from the president and his wife. So
like, this is what I'm saying. Like, do you see how, like, when you're trying to have a serious conversation about this kind of stuff, like just the stuff that people just throw out there?
Said Bitcoin.
See? Got him.
So we think that movement is gaining momentum here, especially now with the deregulation.
You say they're rules-based, but then we see more coins coming all the time. So there might be restricted
from the
supply.
president.
Yeah, from the president and his wife. So
I said Bitcoin was rules-based. 21 million units, and we're nearly at 20 million now. So that scarcity value will continue to support Bitcoin going forward.
So you're talking about the stable coin kind of being backed by basically by the federal government. Why not just use the digital dollar and develop the digital dollar with that same appeal?
Now, as far as this quote unquote idea of the digital dollar, right? For the most part, everybody is aware that Trump signed anti-central bank digital currency legislation, right? If you guys know that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Kathy is dealing with the lift. Listen, everybody got a lift. Listen, it's arguable. One could say that MAGA is a lift. Like we could start talking about the MAGA lift, right? Like everybody got a lift. Everybody got a lift. Like let's actually let's actually go down that rabbit hole. What if we said MAGA is a monolith? Is that a true statement? If we said that MAGA is a monolith, is that a true statement? If that's a true statement, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down.
So I live in Florida, and the governor of Florida, Governor DeSantis, has said he will never allow a central bank digital currency to be used in Florida. I think Texas has said the same thing. This is a states' rights issue, and it's all about privacy. Many people here in Europe don't think we care about privacy. On this one, on this score, we care about privacy. And this president very much supports that point of view.
Well, you're talking then, wading back into the idea of regulation and cryptocurrency. Viewers also kind of chiming into this conversation. Cryptocurrency has rallied so much on that speculative ability and being unregulated. But if you're talking about these almost caveats to stablecoins or caveats to Bitcoin or caveats to other tokens that may be traded, doesn't that kind of eliminate the fundamental appeal of what has moved it to 103,000?
So Bitcoin.
Yeah. Shout out to shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said MAGA is hella monolith. Yo, facts. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said a lot of those hardcore MAGA people hate crypto. That's because of the evangelical monolith, right? They believe that Bitcoin is the mark of the beast. It's crazy how in one instance they'll say you can't see it, there's no value behind it, it's nothing, but then somehow it becomes something and then it's a mark of a beast. How does that work exactly?
I don't agree with that at all. I thought where you were going was all of these tokens being issued. We went through another period like this. It was 2017, and Bitcoin that year went from less than $1,000 to $20,000. That was the ICO boom, and most of those failed. So it's buyer beware. Yep. Be careful, and that is why we need some regulation here, because it's out of control, as I think you would say. Bitcoin's a completely different animal, though. Completely different.
Isn't Bitcoin just a correlated asset to tech? That's the lesson from yesterday.
No, it isn't. Actually, it's part of the tech movement.
The correlation on the numbers looks pretty convincing.
It's part of the tech movement. But if you look at Bitcoin, it has served as both a risk-on asset, so that's tech, yes, but also a risk-off asset. When we went through the regional bank crisis in the U.S. in the spring of 23, Bitcoin took off. Why? Because there's no counterparty risk in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin
sells off, will crypto go down significantly?
The correlations are...
What kind of question is that? This is what I'm saying. Like, look at this.
You look at Bitcoin, it has served as both a risk-on asset, so that's tech, yes, but also a risk-off asset. When we went through the regional bank crisis in the U.S. in the spring of 23, Bitcoin took off. Why? Because there's no counterparty risk in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin
sells off, will crypto go down significantly?
The correlations are there is a correlation, but it is not as high as, small cap equities to large cap equities. The more institutions get involved, the more correlations will go up.
Like, do you guys see some of these? Now, again, right? And this is shout out to shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said you got Officer Tatum, a hardcore conservative, saying that crypto is fake and a scam, but he can't tell you why. That's the pro-black coming out of Officer Tatum, because the pro-black to conservative pipeline. You know what I'm saying? The pro-black to coon pipeline is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you if you ask any person that a lot of people consider a coon, you know what I'm saying? If you ask them about themselves, they'll tell you that they'll tell you that they the most pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to Larry Elder, hold on real quick. If you listen to Larry Elder, somebody like Larry Elder, or if you listen to somebody like Clarence Thomas, they'll tell you they the most pro-black. They'll tell you they the most pro-black. But it's no difference between pro-blacks and coons. All their talking points are the same. They're all simps. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the reversion from being pro-black to being a simp. If you sat down and put on a line all of the pro-black versus all of the conservative talking points, none of them would be in conflict at all. None. They're all anti-cryptocurrency. They're all just like exaggeratedly religious. You know what I'm saying? They all worship and idolize WS and believe that it's just the best thing ever. In one instance, they believe that it's just a unstoppable force, and then the others believe that it's God sent to the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the same people. There's no difference between pro-blacks and coons, none whatsoever at all. They're all now. Ask a pro-black their position on immigration. Ask a coon their position on immigration. They're the same people. You know what I'm saying? They're the same people. I don't know why they don't like each other. Just probably competition for market share. It's probably the biggest reason why they don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? But they're the same people, though. You know what I'm saying? They may as well collaborate. You know what I'm saying? They may as well collaborate. I don't understand why they don't. For real, somebody tell me, what is the difference? Shout out to my man Telegram. What's good with the Telegram? What's the difference between these pro-blacks and a coon? What's the difference between the pro-blacks and a quote-unquote conservative? Now, you know, okay, what Officer Tatum should make a video addressing the fact cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is a scam. Guess what? Your boy Trump might, you know what I'm saying, back the dollar with cryptocurrency. How you feel about that? Now, Officer Tatum got to answer that question. Well, if my Lord and Savior Trump is going to do it, then I guess I got to go with it. That's the only answer that he should give. Now, what's crazy about it is when you that much of a clown and you say something crazy like Bitcoin is a scam, and you still got 3 million people that'll just sit there and listen to you trash black people. That tells you something about you, and that tells you something about your audience. Man, shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says, same with Bro Sanchez TV. Will he be I don't expect anybody that be talking about the pyramids and Anunnakis and shit like that. I don't expect them. I don't expect them to, you know what I'm saying? Like I have no expectation there. You know what I'm saying? That like that's like Billy Carson and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have any expectation of them at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? I have zero expectation. You know what I'm saying? The earth is flat. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I mean, to me, like it's it's just wild, man. Like somebody will sit there and argue that the earth is flat and then say Bitcoin don't exist when you can literally go and look at the blockchain and see the Bitcoin transactions, but you really will have a difficult time proving anything about the earth shape or anything like that if you're not an astronaut or if you're not a physicist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit crazy, man. Like I just, and people will sit there, you know, and watch that shit. And see the problem when you got stuff, when you have stuff like this is you got somebody like Officer Tatum that'll be like Bitcoin, that's from the devil. You know what I'm saying? And then you got somebody else that'll say Bitcoin is nothing but white supremacy. They're essentially saying the same thing. It's just repackaged for the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's just repackaged for the audience. And then when you come with a bunch of points that can't be refuted, then it's, well, I'm gonna just break the rules and just curse at you and call you all kind of names, despite the fact that I don't have any type of information to refute what you're saying. All these people that care so much, all these people that claim, oh, I care so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care so much. I care so much about the community. I care so much about the community, yada, yada, yada. How come no one is running around on a jihad to address the $100,000 mistake, the $100,000 failure? Nobody's running around to do that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing that. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, I like listening to Billy Carson talk. It's soothing. Going to sleep while listening to Pyramid talk. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Billy Carson wrote his own he wrote his own interpretation of the Emerald Tablets. You know what I'm saying? He wrote his own interpretation of the Emerald Tablets. Now, you know, it ain't no, there's no need to interpret the Bitcoin white paper. You know what I'm saying? But they don't believe in none of that. How you don't believe in technology that people use every day is crazy. This is what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Like, can we actually like adhere to basic things? Can we adhere to basic things like using technology? Yeah, shout out to Catsy, the Emerald Tablets. It's allegedly the tablets that You know what I'm saying? I believe it was like Enlil and Inky wrote the stories of the Anunnaki on. The stories of the Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So now here it says the XRP price analysis broken down. All right. According to Dark Defender's latest daily chart, XRP has been trading within a descending channel identified by two white trend lines from which it previously broke out. The analyst denotes 5 impending waves labeled 1 through 5 in an Elliott wave formation. Wave peaks near $3.39, while the subsequent correlation labeled 2 dips back inside of the Imoku cloud region on the chart. All right. Listen, man, how many people remember the Y2K scare? If you remember the Y2K scare, give me a thumbs up. If you don't remember the Y2K scare, then give me a thumbs down. Hey, shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions says, side note, not to throw off the stream, but Chuck Schumer and Maxine Waters look ridiculous. They need to go home. Yeah, they do need to go home. Like homegoing celebration. You know what I'm saying? They need to go home like homegoing celebration. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Emperor Rex. What's good with you, bro? What's Chuck Schumer and Maxine Waters talking about this time? You know what I'm saying? What they talking about this time? Oh, man. They wild, man. At the chart, XRP hovers at around $2.56. And the analyst emphasizes the $3 critical level as the necessary break-even point for resuming bullish momentum towards higher targets. The XRP price needs to break through the top white trend line on the chart to build momentum in wave 3. All right. The chart also features a highlighted 268.1% Fibonacci extension line around $5.85, signaling a projected wave 3 objective. After a presumed wave 4 pullback below $4.50, wave 5 targets an $8+ zone, a zone that Dark Defender believes XRP could reach, quote unquote, shortly. All right. So again, when we talk about time frames, like what is shortly? What is shortly for the time frame? They doing it. Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, I remember sitting and watching my phone and nothing happened. I was like, this bullshit. Yeah, I didn't think that anything was going to happen with Y2K. Everybody was saying, oh, it's going to be the end of the world. Y2K. And then everybody got every reason in the world for why the world didn't end, you know what I'm saying, with the Y2K. Shout out to Carlton Wade. Carl just said, I bet they not talking about Bitcoin. I bet you they not talking about anything. You know what I'm saying? They talking about something, man. Chuck Schumer talking about some nonsense. He got Maxine Waters there to try to rope black people into it, whatever it is. And they'll bite. You know what I'm saying? They'll bite. She'll bring up the civil rights era or something like that. And like that's it. It's a wrap. Everybody's eyes going to roll into the back of their head and they're going to start walking around like some damn zombies. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said they're roaring like like Libosauruses. Shout out to Cassie. Cassie said Doge just really pissed him off. Yeah, I guess they found some. I guess they found some documents that they wasn't supposed to find. Hey, listen. Hey, listen, man. The Democrats made themselves unmarketable. And they made themselves completely miserable, and they basically made themselves vote proof. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I like if you listen to what the Democrats say nowadays, they sound crazy. They sound like a lot of people on YouTube. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Doge is fire. Listen, I'm not mad at Doge, man. Now, you know, I don't think that Elon Musk is as much of a brilliant genius as everybody says that he is, but the idea of a government efficiency department, anybody that's taken macro and microeconomics, in the micro and macroeconomics classes, they will teach you that the government is historically inefficient. They'll tell it right to you right in the class. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can tell a lot of people ain't really, you know, a lot of people have never stepped foot in a school. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you they know everything, though. Listen, they'll tell you that they know everything, and then when you say, well, that's not what I learned in class, what are they going to tell you? That's the white man's education. Even if you went to a historically black college, what they teaching? White man's education. So nothing is ever good enough to substantially satisfy the requirements of winning an argument, because there's always some type of nonsensical, like, counter statement. So that, again, this is one of the reasons why there's never a standard of any logic. There's never any type of intellectual honesty. There's never holding to account of nonsense. It will never happen. It'll never happen. People will be lost in perpetual babble and nonsense, and it'll be perfectly okay. And that creates the type of situation where people are easily controlled. Whether you're easily controlled by some type of influencer that you listen to, or easily controlled by, you know, the masses of people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is invested in having people in an easily controllable state. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Shout out to AB. AB says you don't have to step foot in the school. It's self-evident to people who have common sense. Look at FEMA. Facts. Listen, shout out to TD, right? TD did that video where he was talking about you know, I guess they're talking about deporting migrants to Gitmo and possibly to that super prison in El Salvador. How many people heard about that? If you guys heard about that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, give me a thumbs down. Now, from what I understand, there was a suggestion, right? There was a suggestion that was made, and the suggestion was made by El Salvador's president that, quote unquote, we can house American prisoners too, right? That's all it took. That's all it took. Everybody flew off the handle and said they finna deport black people to El Salvador. Like, go look at the comment section of this video. Who said that? Where did that come from? I want you guys to understand. Listen, it is listen to me, please. It within our sphere of what we deal with. It is perfectly okay for people to just make shit up, and they make shit up and allow people to run with it, and then fall away from it after people run with it and never do anything to correct the information. And then if you address it, like, that's kind of not how that went. Oh, you caping for Trump? Like, somehow it becomes you caping for Trump. Just like how when I was telling people, man, like that thing with them Haitians eating the cats, that's not the hill that y'all want to die on, man. Wasn't no Haitians eating no cats in Springfield, Ohio. Like, that didn't happen. Oh, you up here caping for the immigrants now. No, I'm caping for the truth. And the truth is that didn't know Haitians that has been reported in the news or known eat no damn cats. This case that everybody is showing online happened in Canton, Ohio. Oh, we're gonna have to start taking a look at your hairline. Yeah, go right ahead, take a look at my hairline. Go ahead and look at it. You know what I'm saying? I look like the 5th member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from where they from too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats we don't know where they from. Shout out to DJ Elmo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats we don't know where they from. You know what I'm saying? Know where I'm from. Shout out to Carlton. Yeah, hell of an imagination. And then after it gets shown and proven, it still doesn't matter. We're just gonna continue. We're just gonna continue with it. Like it's just wild, man. Just like we're just gonna continue with Bitcoin as a scam. Bitcoin gonna go down to $100,000, or Bitcoin gonna go down to $0 tomorrow. Right. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. You sound like you sounds like a tether. You know what I'm saying? You sounds like a tether. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I use Tether. You know what I'm saying? That's where I store my money at when I'm buying scam coins. You know what I'm saying? When I'm buying scam coins without no presidents on them, I store my money in Tether. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Like this, that's a psych guy said, we can all get ill. I'm jacking my man Jay shit. We can all get ill. I'm jacking my man Jay shit. Oh man. So here it says in the comment section beneath the post, one user, Pamapotum, questioned whether XRP's second wave legitimately dipped below the start of the wave, a move typically inconsistent with the classic Elliott wave theory. Dark Defender responded by citing a historical precedent from December 6th of 2017. You are right. However, when we check XRP's history, we see similar wicks down to clear the way for the next move. We had this type of extraordinary move on December 6th at 2017. XRP went from 30 cents. Remember, you guys, this is what I was telling you. This is when I sold right here. December 6th of 2017. XRP went from 30 cents to 0.002 cents. Then within a month, XRP hit the all-time high of $3.82. I remember that. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. All right. So then Pamapotum countered that the 2017 wick has been exchange specific and not indicative of market-wide conditions. Dark Defender acknowledged this concern, noting that not all platforms showed the dramatic wick in 2017 and that the same discrepancy appeared yesterday on certain exchanges. It was the same case yesterday. Not all the exchanges had the same wick, e.g. Kraken. I think that is an exception and chosen to exclude that wick, but candle close, the analyst remarked. Notably, Ikemoku Cloud on the chart underscores ongoing consolidation as XRP's price moves beneath the $3 threshold. Dark Defender describes this support zone as key for bullish continuation, noting that a decisive break above $3 would confirm the next major wave towards 585 and ultimately an $8 target if the pattern follows through as envisioned. At the press time, XRP traded at $2.50. All right, so at the time of this article, XRP is right on, you know, it's right on where they say it's going to be at. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions says someone checking Rob's hairline is hilarious. They'll try it, man. They can if they want to. Yo, listen, they can check my hair. Look, not only can they check my hairline, you know what I'm saying? They could set up a ring cam out there where that girl ate that cat. You can see me walking through there to get to the lady that braid my hair's house. You know what I'm saying? Because she stay in that neighborhood. She stay in that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we had talked about that night, I was like, man, this shit looks mad familiar. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, man. This is extremely familiar looking. What's going on here? Yep, come to find out. You know what I'm saying? What's up with all these plane crashes? Shout out to Catsy. Catsy said plane crash in Seattle. between a Delta plane and a Japanese Airlines plane. No injury reported yet. How they crashing and ain't no injuries? That's even crazier, right? I thought everybody was gonna be dust. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they survived. That's what's good. Shout out to Carlton. This is what Carlton was waiting for. Bitcoin to reach $500,000 before Trump leaves office. This is according to Standard Chartered. Now, let me ask y'all this. How many people want to see Bitcoin go to $500,000 before Trump leaves office? I do. Not going to lie, I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Detroit 313. Bro, fact, what's up with all these plane crashes? They was on the ground, so they just ran into each other. Somebody was eating popcorn in the cockpit and not paying attention to the landing strip. So yeah, Bitcoin to reach $500,000 before Trump leaves office, according to Standard Chartered. All right. Jeffrey Kendrick, head of digital assets at Standard Chartered, on Wednesday predicted that Bitcoin could reach $500,000 before the end of Donald Trump's term. All right. Now, how many people, believe that that's a possibility? If you believe that that's a possibility, give me a thumbs up. If you don't believe that that's a possibility, give me a thumbs down. Now, again, this is coming from Standard Chartered, right? Kendrick attributes this forecast to two key factors: improved investor access to Bitcoin under the current administration, and a gradual decline in volatility due to maturing market infrastructure. Okay. Access is improving under the Trump administration. Institutional inflows will continue to gather pace. All right. Now, this is interesting, right? Now, if you ask the cryptocurrency community will tell you so far, everything is much better under Trump. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, that's the cryptocurrency community, right? Here's my question for everybody. On a large scale, would everybody say that America is on a better pathway, a better trajectory with Trump in office? Or was America on a better trajectory with Joe Biden, and the trajectory would have been better with Kamala Harris? Which one? Now, see, the thing is, if you're particular people or particular person on YouTube, you're not even allowed to answer that based on factual indicators, because if you do, somehow you reciting factual information will turn into you caping. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't understand how that works. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick wrote, highlighting the impact of spot Bitcoin ETFs and expanding the options market. This combination, more access and lower volume, is enough to drive Bitcoin to $500,000 before Trump leaves office, he said. All right. Meanwhile, institutional inflows into Bitcoin and Ethereum further underline the growing adoption of digital assets. All right. Now, I got a question for you guys. All right. Let me ask y'all this question. All right. So for the stream tonight, all right, do y'all want a stream on undocumented, or do y'all want another cryptocurrency stream? If y'all want to stream on undocumented, let me know. If y'all want another cryptocurrency stream, let me know. Shout out to Cassie. Cassie said we eating good under Trump. Cassie and Carlton said we eating good under Trump. TD said we eating good under Trump. I don't know why that's so funny when people say that, man. I have no idea why that's so funny. Oh man, Cassie and Carlton said we eating good under Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh man, shout out to Katsy. Katsy said undocumented. She the only one that put anything in there. Shout out to shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. It's a lot of people that said they was eating good under Trump. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AW1. Yeah, it's back, bro. It's back. I got to fix a couple things over there, but it's back. I'm about to definitely, you know what I'm saying, start busting out some streams and dropping some videos over there. You know what I'm saying? y'all got me dead, man. I was eating good under Trump. Shit. Oh man, that should be having me dying laughing when people be saying that, man. So what y'all want, man? Y'all, Cassie the only one said anything. Y'all want undocumented or y'all want some more crypto? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yo-Yo Queen. What's good with it, Yo-Yo Queen? If y'all want another crypto stream, give me a thumbs up. If y'all with Cassie, you got some competition. Brooklyn Queen says she want a crypto stream. Girl fight. No, I'll just play. Oh man, look, hey, girl fight. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. Oh shit. Lloyd Scott 9 said crypto too. We might have to do a little combo. We might have to do a little combo. We might have to do a little stream called Undocumented Gains. Oh man. Shout out to Detroit. Detroit said I vote crypto, but JD Vance is the main guy. Hey, look, we might have to do undocumented gains.
Again!
Oh man, listen, we might have to do them both, man. We might have to do I might have to add 2 streams to the docket. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker says save the crypto for when I'm awake. Do undocumented. Undocumented do real good at night. I be doing undocumented at like 3 o'clock in the morning and it'd be lit. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are y'all up at this time? You know what I'm saying? For real, undocumented is the most consistent, best performing of my channels. And I could literally go live at any time on undocumented and it's lit whatever time I go live. And you know what I'm saying? Like like even the bigger channels, you know what I'm saying? BLR1 and BLR2, they don't perform like undocumented do. Undocumented don't even have 1,000. Undocumented don't even have 1,000 subs and undocumented be lit. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I'll be dying laughing like, man, like it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got more people in here than I would, you know what I'm saying, at a regular time. You know what I'm saying? Doing some tales from the cryptocurrency, man. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Katsy. Katsy said, have y'all people what's going on in Florida? Nah, what's going on in Florida? If you got any articles or any tweets or any information like that, throw it in the Discord. Throw it in the Discord, you know what I'm saying, so we can check it out. Huge fight about. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on real quick. I think actually I got a little clip about Ron DeSantis saying something about some type of immigration act. Let's see. Hold on real quick. Hey, did y'all hear I guess Kathy Hochul and Eric Adams got into it? Yeah, okay, so DeSantis vows to veto Florida immigration bill. Hey, Black Free Thinker said undocumented is your own art bill. Man, that's hilarious. Everybody said crypto stream, man. We might have to do a little quick undocumented, and then we hit the crypto. If we do a late night crypto, you know what I'm saying, it might be a super stream and we might be able to get all this stuff done. I would like to clear my computer screen, but I highly doubt it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Katsy. Katsy said the legislator passed a pro-amnesty bill and tried to give law enforcement over to the AG commissioners. See, like, it's a lot going on. From what I also heard, how many people heard that they paused the birthright citizenship thing in court? Supreme Court justices, some Supreme Court justice did. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Amy Coney Barrett that did it. Amy Coney Barrett, even though they claim she's conservative, she don't really vote conservative all like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it'd be two Democrats and Amy Coney Barrett. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be they're gonna start keeping an eye on her in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John. John said, I don't care about illegal migrants unless they getting me money. Hey, they said ICE paying in Bitcoin now. They said ICE might be paying. They said ICE might be paying in Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, if ICE start paying in Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? It's about to be a mass deportation about to really take off. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, what's up with these Bitcoin prices not reflecting the amount of money that is going into the ETFs? Y'all saw how much what was it, like $5.6 billion in the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF? What's up with that? On February 4th, Bitcoin spot ETFs recorded a net inflow of $341 million, with BlackRock's IBIT ETF alone receiving $249 million. Like, good Lord, man. Ethereum ETFs saw a net inflow of $308 million, marking the fourth consecutive day of positive flows for the asset. And yet, what do we see? We see Ethereum's price going down. Somebody make it make sense. These numbers highlight increasing confidence among institutional investors despite recent market turbulence. All right. Kendrick said that improved access through vehicles like ETF is critical for Bitcoin's long-term trajectory, as it provides broader exposure for traditional finance participants. The U.S.-China tariff war continues to dominate headlines, creating uncertainty across asset classes. All right. While Bitcoin has shown resilience, holding above the $90,000 mark, concerns about geopolitical shocks still remain. All right. And again, this is one of the reasons why we pay attention to the geopolitical arena, because the geopolitical arena, in most cases, causes macroeconomic effects on markets. You know what I'm saying? The geopolitical arena, in most cases, causes macroeconomic effects on markets. The delay in tariffs against Mexico and Canada has provided some relief to the crypto markets, QCP Capital noted, but cautioned that Bitcoin is still vulnerable to negative price shocks given the lack of near-term catalysts. The firm also highlighted the ongoing development of regulatory frameworks such as stablecoin legislation and a strategic Bitcoin reserve task force as long-term positives for the crypto industry. All right. So, yeah, man. So those are the reasons why they believe that Bitcoin could reach $500,000 before Trump leaves office. Now, we got to quantify this, right? What is the time frame on Trump leaving office? So if you're buying and you're buying for $500,000, you really shouldn't be making any moves until after 4 years, right? Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, you know, this again, it's just there's just so much information in regards to all this stuff, and like you can't keep up with it. You can't keep up with it. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. Cryptocurrencies that are associated with tokenized assets and real world assets. Let me know what they are. Now, check this out. Currently, at this very moment, Trump is signing an executive order that bans men from women's sports in schools. Somebody will say that he's a monster for doing that. Somebody will say that he's a monster for that. Why is that even a debate is my question. Why in 2025, with all of this technology that we have available, all of the science, you know what I'm saying, like all of the understanding of the human biology that we have, why is there this question of if men should be in women's bathrooms? I don't understand. And then remember, that's part of the package. If you don't vote for that, you ain't black. Right? Would you how many people would agree? That's part of the you ain't black package. If you don't support that, you ain't black. I don't understand how that is. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys understand? I don't understand how that is. You know what I'm saying?
To many founders over the past few years, and they've told me repeatedly that the number one thing they need from Washington is regulatory clarity. They just want to know what the rules of the road are so they can abide by them.
That was White House crypto czar David Sachs at a news conference yesterday. During President Trump's first week back in office, he issued a goal of proposing a regulatory framework for the operation of digital assets in the United States. Joining us right now on the future of crypto in the U.S., as well as AI, is Steve Jang. He is Kindred Ventures founder and managing partner. And Steve, what can you tell us so far about what you've seen from this new administration, what you like, and if there's anything that you think that you'd like to see more of?
Well, one thing you have to give.
So now I want to ask you guys this question, right? And, this is just something that you just got to ask. Do you, in all of this AI innovation and all of this crypto innovation, is it just me or have I missed all of the black companies? Is it just me or have I missed all of the black companies? Did I skip them? You know what I'm saying? Did I miss them? Anybody else notice that or just me? Now, let me ask you guys this question. When the maximum gains have finally been, established on the charts and all that, right? When the maximum gains are finally established on the charts, let me ask you guys this question. With the, crypto boom, the bull market, and the AI revolution, my question is, what do people think that that's going to do 2 and 4, the racial wealth gap? What do y'all think the effects will be? Shout out to Black Freethinker. Black Freethinker said, I have no issue with this. I thought they were, quote unquote, changing gender. So why are they engaging in, quote unquote, masculine pursuits for it? Yeah, I wish I had the answer for you on that. I don't have the answer for any questions in regards to any of that over there. You know what I'm saying?
Them, and good to see you, Becky. Thanks for having me back on. One thing that you have to give them is that they're fast. They're rolling these out in a matter of days. These proclamations, and a lot of the EOs that you're seeing. I think one of the things that we're looking forward to with David Sachs in the administration as the AI crypto czar is that the low-hanging fruit, Bitcoin, stable coins, smart contract platforms, all of that, regulatory uncertainty will be settled down. I think it's been a shame that crypto projects have been offshoring outside the U.S. to avoid regulation and a lot of the consternation that comes from it. I think a few of the things that sit on the outskirts of that, we'll have to see. I think the SEC and the administration still want to be protective.
So again, where the black businesses at? Where the black crypto businesses at? Where the black AI businesses at? Where the black investment companies at? Where they at? So, if you ask me, right, one way to interpret this is that, people are just giving up money. People are resistant to these businesses by saying such nonsense that cryptocurrency is a scam. Well, you're just giving up all this potential money. There's already been the $100,000 mistake. Then you got people saying, well, I'm just going to fall back. I'm not going to start a business. I'm not going to do nothing. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? There's money on the table in the market, and there's going to be competition for that money that's on the table. If you take yourself out of the competition by saying, you know, I'm just throwing my hands up and I'm not gonna engage in any of this, then 10 to 15 years later, when people have established their businesses, how do you say, well, you know, I should have money too? How do you justify that? You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, if you have people repeatedly saying these things are scams, that's probably gonna, you know, discourage people from engaging in this type of business, right? So, you know, there's people that's been just listening nonstop to people say, you know, AI is nonsense and crypto is a scam. Okay. Well, what happens then in 10 to 15 years when you don't have any money? We were locked out. No, you weren't. Let me ask you guys this question right now. Who's locking anybody out of Bitcoin?
Over consumer investors. So we'll see, I think, a steady balance there. But we're seeing Bitcoin, stable coins, Ethereum, Solana, smart contract platforms that already have a lot of global adoption and a lot of industry adoption. I think those will get a little bit of the red carpet now.
It sounds like the dust still needs to settle in terms of the regulatory changes that are going to take place. But we have seen Bitcoin and other crypto move pretty aggressively ahead of this, anticipating that this relaxation and maybe standardization of
facts. Shout out to AB Promotions. If you guys agree with AB Promotions, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. AB Promotions says Neely Fuller Jr., maximum sophisticated confusion. RIP. Yeah. Facts. But I mean, you know, when it comes to any of this, right? When people are complaining and crying and bellyache, we can't let them get away with it. We cannot let them get away with, oh, we wasn't told. We can't let them get away with none of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That getting away, this idea of getting away with, quote unquote, we were never told. Yeah, you know I'm saying, like, you know, that can't keep happening, man. That can't keep happening. People are lying out here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Neely Fuller Jr. was 95 years old. Yeah, he lived a long life, man. He must have been real healthy and in good shape. His brain was definitely healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was sharp. You know what I'm saying? I would say that he was probably one of the most underutilized and misquoted, you know what I'm saying, intellectuals, you know what I'm saying, that ever graced us with, you know, any type of thoughts or any type of projections. Because, you know, Neely Fuller Jr. used to roast, and nobody really ever brought up how he used to roast. You know what I'm saying?
regulations would come. Has all of the gain already been built into this, and now we wait and see, or how would you anticipate? Have companies come back to the United States yet?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think on the buildup, there were a lot of gains in prices across the board. So I think the market is in sort of a standstill, waiting to see what actually happens concretely. So I think you're seeing that, right? I think, you know, from a prediction perspective, understanding, you know, not only David's background, but where everything is with ETFs and the adoption that we see from firms like BlackRock and Vanguard and other large investment firms and houses, is that, you know, I think there are a few things that are going to happen in 2025, to start to happen in 2025, and then continue through this administration. I think the biggest one will be that securities will be tokenized. I think that that's been a long-standing concept.
So now, again, you know, we got to, because to me, we got to go into this, right? We got to keep asking these questions. Why do you all feel that people are not interested or don't want to or are not capable of building these type of businesses? I watch this type of content all the time because I'm interested in the financial markets. I'm an investor, and you know, there's a noticeable absence, right? Now, you got to ask this question, right? Now, you know, everybody is banging hard right now for DEI, right? Despite the fact that, you know, allegedly these people aren't Democrats, right? And they're allegedly anti-illegal immigration, but illegal immigration is absolutely the D, right? And the I in DEI, right? Undoubtedly. So you're sitting there in one sentence saying that you're against illegal immigration, but then in the other instance, you're sitting there and saying that every DEI rollback is a quote unquote undercover attack on black people somehow, right? So, okay, right? Now, here's the question here. There's no DEI initiatives on entry into any particular industry, right? However, you know, you don't really see DEI in this industry, right? So where is everybody? You know what I'm saying? Is anybody being blocked out of the tech industry? Is anybody being blocked out of the crypto industry? Like, where? I constantly ask this question, like, where are these things at? And then, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you know, it turns into like a flat line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody nobody says anything. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB Promotions. Yeah. Neely Fuller says, stand by your work. Facts. So I want to know what the story is behind where the absence is, you know what I'm saying, of businesses in this particular sector. Where's it at? Why is there not an abundance? Or even why is there just not one or two? It's like non-existent. What are people busy doing? You know what I'm saying? Somebody will sit there and say, oh, they just not giving the businesses publicity. I'm pretty sure there's what businesses would they give publicity? So again, where are these businesses? Like we talk about ARK Invest, we talk about Grayscale, right? We talk about Michael Saylor, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got the pro-blacks. Whoa, why is it that you just only showing that white man? Why are you only showing Michael Saylor? Oh, why you only showing that? Why you only showing Kathy Woods? Why you only showing that white woman? Why you only showing that white? Oh, I mean, who do you want me to show? If you ask me, that's one of the reasons why people tend to try to say cryptocurrency is a scam. And this is one of the reasons why people attack cryptocurrency, because then people are going to start asking, well, where's everybody at in regards to these businesses? And that's going to open up the door for other conversations that people don't want to have, and other conversations that people are not equipped to have. So if you can keep people away from the topic, if you could keep people away from the subject matter in general, we never even have to go down that rabbit hole. I never have to answer where everybody is and why nobody is around if I can keep people away from it. And I'll keep people away from it by just repeating the fact, or just repeating the idea that it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? I just killed two birds with one stone. I don't have to address, oh, that, you know, it's not a lot of us in these business sectors. Okay, well, why not? You're blocked. Why am I blocked? You know what I'm saying? Why am I blocked for asking a valid question? Or, you know, somebody had just hit you with the classic, quote unquote, you're trolling. Like, so then somebody declares that because you ask questions, you're trolling. I just asked a question. You know what I'm saying? How is that trolling? It's trolling because I said it's trolling. Okay. You know what I'm saying? All right, I guess.
Steps that has had starts and stops. But I think things like stocks, bonds, real estate will actually start to get tokenized as digital assets during this administration. And that's a huge sea change to how things work today, and the legitimacy and credibility of digital assets and crypto. I think stocks and bonds and real estate going on chain is probably the biggest thing that we see at Kindred happening in this administration.
let's talk AI and the changes not only.
Shout out to Carlton. Where they at, man? AI companies, where's the black-owned AI companies? Look, we got this article about Silicon Valley, right? Hold on, I'm gonna just pause this right here. I want to show y'all this because we're gonna get into this, right? Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media. Look at this. Look at this. Silicon Valley's brilliant young techies help Musk and Trump penetrate the government, drawing Democrats' fury. So this must be what Maxine Waters and Chuck Schumer was upset about. Gun high school graduate and University Berkeley students among Musk's Spartans. So they got this dude right here, and they got that dude right there. You notice who ain't up there? The same people who don't have no the same people who don't have an abundance of businesses in that sector. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said pro blacks don't even talk about Robert Smith. I think that's because he's married to a white woman. Now, despite the fact that they have all these problems with Umar Johnson, they still say the Umar Johnson talking points. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's married to a white woman. So automatically, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the pro blacks, he's completely discounted from, you know, anything that could be any type of possibility of being any type of assistance to black people because of their idea of what I don't know what it means to be in an interracial relationship, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because of race simping. You know what I'm saying? The dick police and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Robert Smith pay off a whole bunch of people's tuition? To what was it, to Morehouse or something like that? He paid off like millions of dollars into it. It don't matter. He married to a white woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, like, forget all the tuitions that he paid off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo said Robert Smith's first wife is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, the logic, right? I just can't with the non-logic. You know what I'm saying? I just can't with the non-logic. You know what I'm saying? It's no requirement of logic. These the very same people. The very same people that'll say, "Oh, we don't care what you do now. What you do now, we don't care what you do. What you do in your bedroom is your business." Until you pay everybody's tuition off. You know what I'm saying? Then what you do in the bedroom is the reason why nobody should care that you pay everybody's tuition off. It's never any actual standards on anything. It's never any standards on anything. We don't care how you vote. Black people aren't allowed to be a single issue voter. You vote on a single issue, you're XYZ for voting for that person. We don't care what you do in your bedroom, right? Every other word we call you zesty, or every other word, you know, we call you, you know, a BW or a BB. There's no standards on anything. In one instance, we don't care. In the next instance, this is the bane of your existence. Like, where is the standard of anything? Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said the Lith attacked Damon John, and he's the only investor on Shark Tank funding black businesses. Now, is that the bald-headed dude that used to be on the Shark Tank? Is he still on there? The only time they didn't attack him was when they could attach themselves to him being attacked for saying that he supported Louis Farrakhan. If I'm not mistaken, he's the one that said that. Now, when it was time, you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying? When it was time for somebody to attack him, all of a sudden everybody jumped on the bandwagon, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, right? But when he's not being attacked and they can't hop onto the attack, then it's just we'll be the ones doing the attacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. That's all they do is go around and attack people. Shout out to Carlton. Yeah, he created FUBU. And what they attack him for? On what the monolith attack him for? He told the truth about something and it got him upset. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, why did Kamala get a pass for her W husband then? That's why I can't mess with the Lith. Hey, listen. Kamala did, and so again, it was a rolling set of standards, right? Which I found extremely interesting. Kamala Harris, she did indeed get a pass, right? She did get a pass for her husband, right? Which, if you ask me, you don't have to explain your husband. I mean, she don't need to explain her husband to anybody. No one needs to explain who they're doing or what they're doing to anybody unless you're doing something illegal. Then you have to explain it to a court, right? So what I found fascinating was that she didn't really have to explain her husband, which, again, I wouldn't have cared because I don't need to hear no explanation of who you decided to marry. That's your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, right? But what I found interesting was that the people that would in most cases be criticizing the husband, they criticized her mom and criticized the fact that she was Indian instead. They didn't say nothing really too much about the husband, which I thought was fascinating. You know what I'm saying? This okay. All right, so that's what it is. That's what it is with Kamala. Okay. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said, I never seen them talk about Michael Lee Chin as a philanthropist from these pro-blacks. Yeah, I'm not too sure who that is. You're going to have to put me on the game. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was interesting about the Kamala Harris thing. I kind of just sat back. I ain't say too much. I said, oh, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, these Umar Johnson types and all that, you know, they kind of tap dancing around the husband issue. You know what I'm saying? They kind of tap dancing around the husband issue, and they kind of going in on the mom issue and kind of like downplaying the husband issue. I think that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was interesting. You know what I'm saying?
From this administration, but maybe more substantially, the changes that we have just post DeepSeek, this latest release. How has that changed things in your world? What have you seen from the companies you deal with?
Well, it's really interesting. There was a route for about a week and a lot of discussion, not only outside in sort of Wall Street and markets, but in media, but also within the tech industry. And I think there's two schools of thought out there. One is that the speed and efficiency at which DeepSeek was trained has a negative effect on whether or not there'll be continued capital investment and things.
Oh, okay, bet. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Michael Lee Chin is a philanthropist and the CEO of Portland Holdings. Well, I'll tell you what, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they have an issue with Robert Smith and, you know, the fact that they don't really talk about this Michael Lee Chin, that would substantiate the assessment that we made that these people are anti-wealth. This is the broke mob we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was obsessed and upset about the use of the term woke mob. You know what I'm saying? Well, in reality, What we're actually dealing with here is the broke mob. These people are anti-Bitcoin. They're anti-wealth. They're anti-organization. They're anti anything that will be able to create self-sustaining prosperity. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said that dude's hair and beard are color coordinated. That's cool. Is now, you know, aren't most people's hair and beard color coordinated? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, sometimes you see, you know, like, you know, some people be having like the black hair and like they have like a lighter brown beard or like a red beard or something like that. But usually everybody be like, you know, like if they got black hair, they got a black beard. You know what I'm saying? If they got white hair, they got a white beard. He got the male rogue hairstyle, you know what I'm saying, from X-Men. He's, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh yeah, I like her style, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that on me. Yeah, he said, I like her style. I'm gonna get that on me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. You do you. You know what I'm saying?
Things like NVIDIA chips, GPUs, data infrastructure, compute, all the pre-training inputs that you need that we've seen, you know, many companies raise billions of dollars for. Now, there's another school of thought which says, actually, there's a paradox.
Hey, but look though, check this out though, for real. Yeah, the male rogue, facts. You know what I'm saying? What I want to know is how come don't nobody be answering the questions though? I'm still trying to figure out where the business is at. I'm still trying to figure out why Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying? Why they moved in the way that they did with the Kamala Harris thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought that was kind of weird. They didn't really say too much about the husband. From what I understood, the husband was kind of wild, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting the maid or, you know, the babysitter pregnant, stuff like that. I heard it was an instance of an accusation of him putting hands on somebody. No, not too many people really said too much about that. Not too many people said too much about that. Now, the information is out there, you know what I'm saying? But not too many people said too much about it. I'm going to tell you something, man. These people are fake, and they run off of a script. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said Robert L. Johnson is the founder of BET. They'll destroy you if you got any amount of money. Shout out to Carlton Way. Carlton Way said people don't like questions, but they claim they love Neely Fuller Jr., though. That's all Neely Fuller Jr. did was ask questions. That's all Neely Fuller Jr. was about. Neely Fuller Jr. said, ask questions. Keep asking questions. Isn't that what Neely Fuller Jr. said? Ain't that what he said? That's what he said, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what else people say? They only study stuff when it come to us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else just gets stuff instantly. Right? What's this right here? What this say right here? Carlton, what that say right there? What this say right here? Trump's crypto czar says Bitcoin reserve evaluation, stablecoin legislation, top priorities for administration. So the cryptocurrency community got to study. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. That's right. The cryptocurrency community got to study. You know what I'm saying? Trump's crypto czar says Bitcoin reserve evaluation, right? Stablecoin legislation, top priorities for administration. So you see right here, stablecoin legislation. That means that it's going down for the stablecoins, right? The stablecoin legislation is for sure going down. Bitcoin reserve, Y'all getting a study. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting a study. Y'all getting to study that, you know what I'm saying? Like most people don't get. Kudos to you. You know what I'm saying? The regulatory strides include prioritizing assessment. They talking that reparations nonsense right here. So that what that means, hey, listen, man, I think that it's a big chance that this Bitcoin strategic reserve ain't gonna happen because they talking that reparations shit with the Bitcoin strategic reserve. You know what I'm saying? You know what that when some shit starts sounding like reparations, you know what that means. What that means is I don't know when that shit gonna happen. That's what that means. All of a sudden, it went from the Bitcoin strategic reserve to now that shit's starting to sound a little bit too much like how they be talking about reparations. You know what that means. Look, hey, Carlton, what I just say? I don't know, look like. Now try to tell. Look, hey, try to say that I'm not a black American. Everybody understood that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Tim Scott is working with David Sachs. People ain't talking about that. He was right. I don't know if I don't know who chose what position, but Tim Scott was behind David Sachs in that video that we just watched. Oh man, man, listen, man, they look at here now. You know what I'm saying? The regulatory strides include prioritizing assessment on the U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Yo, this shit ain't happening. A stablecoin regulatory framework and new SEC guidelines for crypto. None of these other things have an assessment in front of them, right? The Bitcoin Strategic Reserve does have an assessment, right? So now, shout out. Oh man, shout out to the people listening on Rumble, man. Listen, I don't want to burst your bubble, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know what a study is because y'all always put a study up, you know what I'm saying, to block the reparations. So just understand that, y'all got that study signage in front of the the cryptocurrency strategic reserve, right? Now, if y'all actually had been through some shit in this country, you would actually know when they got that word assessment or when they got that word study in front of what they plan on allegedly doing, that would tell you that that's not going to happen. The idea is to hold up the optimism to continue to support as long as they can stretch it out, right? But y'all don't know shit. So the market won't react to that because y'all don't know shit. Y'all deny history and y'all deny what's actually happening in real life. So despite the fact that we've seen this nonsense with what is the HR 40 or whatever, we've seen that HR 40, you know what I'm saying, and that nonsense with that, and y'all want to deny reality, y'all messing up the market right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as some press comes out and there's the word assessment in front of Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, price need to shoot back down to 70,000. That's a negative sign. But y'all ain't been through shit. So y'all don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit there and act like y'all don't see what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna keep buying this Bitcoin at 100,000 a pop, and the reality of no Bitcoin strategic reserve will set in about 2 or 3 years after the Trump after this year, and then the price will tank. right when it's supposed to go up to like 5 million, because y'all ain't been through shit and y'all don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Yo, Algorand is asking Doge if it can be the native network for Doge. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, it says here the White House crypto czar David Sachs said the crypto working group established by President Trump's executive order is evaluating the establishment of a Bitcoin reserve as an early priority for the administration. Now, you know, when all this speculation talk was happening, nobody was talking about, you know, assessing, right? It was, we're getting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen says they're deliberately trying to be late to the party with Bitcoin. Are they not clocking the quantity? I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually quietly buying while everything is low. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of like the just drastic and dramatic volatile things that Trump is doing right now are to manipulate the price down so that the United States can buy it cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to AB. I think I'm with AB. I don't know if it's happening anymore. They got to remove that assessment language from the front of it before I believe that it's going to be a definitive, right? Because the thing is that the assessment language says that they haven't determined whether they're going to do it or not. They voted Trump in on the idea that he was going to do it. So now that he's in, we got to determine whether we're going to do it or not. He got voted in on the idea that he was going to do it. So now it's an assessment. So now here it says, however, in response to questions about the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund also buying Bitcoin, Sachs said that would be evaluated separately. Now, again, right, when we talk about the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund, is this the new name for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve? Or is the Sovereign Wealth Fund something different? Shout out to AV Promotions. AV Promotions said it's a wrap. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said people should give Trump at least 90 days. I think that if this happens, it'll happen toward the end of his presidency. I think we got a long way for this to happen. Yeah, I would actually agree. At the very least, people need to give him more than 90 days. But I actually think it's going to take some. I think it's going to take some. If this ends up happening, it's going to take some years. I don't think that this is going to be something that we see, you know, like in 2025. And I think that because we're not going to see this in 2025, I think that this. I think that February could be the start of like a long, really, really deep bear market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going to be like a very scary bear market for a while, for like a long duration of time. And I think that like what we're seeing right now is just the tip of the iceberg. Shout out to Lloyd Scott 9. Lloyd Scott 9 said hype is going to drive up the market as well as regulatory clarity around ISO 20022. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, that's what I'm thinking too. That's why Elon is there to run Doge. Take money from certain agencies and buy Bitcoin with it. Hey, that might be happening. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious, though. Or buy Dogecoin with it. Elon probably buying Dogecoin with it. Hey, somebody said they was making a strategic Dogecoin reserve. I forget who it was. I think I got the, let me see. Hold on. I got the article up here. Yeah, somebody said they was making a Dogecoin reserve. Shout out to Black Freethinker. Black Freethinker said, I think the sovereign wealth fund may contain Bitcoin to the tune of 2% of the portfolio, perhaps. So they're using the BlackRock numbers. 2%. So now here says Sachs outlined the working group's mandate, which includes collaboration with Securities and Exchange Commission to propose a federal regulatory framework for digital assets and stablecoins. He said the previous 4 years were marked by regulatory uncertainty, leading to the offshoring of crypto innovation. Sachs added that the Trump administration aims to reverse this trend by creating structured regulatory environment that differentiates compliant businesses from fraudulent actors. Now, this is what Carlton was talking about. Senator Tim Scott, French Hill, John Boozman, and Representative Glenn Thompson also made statements during the press conference. Now, I wonder what Tim Scott said. Boozman emphasized that the SEC has jurisdiction over securities, while the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, regulates commodities. Thompson contextualized digital assets within technological evolution, describing them as part of the Internet 3.0, the Internet of Value. All right. Now, how many people have heard of the Internet of Value? And then there's the other term, the Internet of Things. How many people have heard of the Internet of Value versus the Internet of Things? Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Lloyd Sky 9 says strategic Bitcoin fund could delay the market, though we will see if they derail the momentum longer. It would be really nice if they just got that together so it would be done. You know what I'm saying? That would be extremely nice. You know what I'm saying? That would be wonderful. You know what I'm saying? But they playing the game, right? They playing the game. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. All right, so now strengthening the U.S. dollar. Now, there's another article that I have that we're not going to have time for right now, but we might take a look at it late night tonight. And it's saying that Bitcoin could benefit from a weaker dollar. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that Bitcoin could benefit from a weaker dollar. Sachs reaffirmed that stablecoin legislation will be a priority, right? Nobody's saying that the Bitcoin strategic reserve is going to be a priority, which I think is interesting because they keep reiterating, oh, stablecoins to be a priority. Nobody asked really for all of this stuff about stablecoins. You know what I'm saying? No, so I think what's going to end up happening is that the stablecoin stuff is going to go through, and then this is going to be the thing that Trump just keeps repeating. I gave this to you. I gave this to you, and I don't know if the Bitcoin strategic reserve will happen. If the Bitcoin strategic reserve doesn't happen, like momentarily, it'll be disastrous for Bitcoin's price. You know what I'm saying? It'll be disastrous. Momentarily, right? It won't be forever, but at the moment, it'll be disastrous. You know what I'm saying? Sachs reaffirmed that stablecoin legislation will be a priority, citing its potential role in securing the U.S. dollar's position as the world reserve currency. Almost simultaneously with the press conference, Senator Bill Hagerty introduced the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act of 2024 draft. This bill aims to establish a federal regulatory framework for payment with stablecoins in the U.S. So again, see, this is what I'm saying. If they wanted to get this Bitcoin strategic reserve out of the way, they'd be doing all of this stuff that they're doing right now. Hostile Takeover says XRP is already chosen to run the new system. Where's your evidence of that? And who chose them? Shout out to Hostile Takeover. Hostile Takeover says it won't happen. It's not liquid or has utility. Bitcoin. Well, I don't think it's going to happen because I think that they're bullshitting right now. But I'm curious as to, quote unquote, how XRP is already chosen to, quote unquote, run the new system. Now, you know, if you said XRP, quote unquote, XRP stablecoin, possibly. But there's no evidence that anybody chose anybody to do anything right now. So where is your evidence that XRP is already this, you know, quote unquote, alleged chosen for the alleged new system? Me personally, I mean, here's the even better question. What's the evidence that there's a new system? How is there evidence against the fact that this could just be a modification? Honestly, there's no evidence that there's going to be some form of quote unquote new financial system. You know what I'm saying? Introducing cryptocurrency into the existing financial system doesn't denote a quote unquote new system. It just denotes a quote unquote innovation or a modification, right? So, like, you see Michael Saylor creating these convertible bonds with Bitcoin, right? You see like ARK Invest and Grayscale and Fidelity creating these ETFs. Literally nothing has changed about the system. Now what you have is just hybrid financial instruments. So my question is, how is the system going to change, and going to change to what? And then where's the evidence that quote unquote XRP is going to quote unquote run some system? Because like there's not even a universal agreement on quote unquote how the quote unquote world financial system is run. You got the EU, you got NAFTA, you got the BRICS, the International Monetary Fund. Even all of those entities aren't in agreement on how the global financial system should run. So somehow Ripple is just going to magically, because of its existence, a new financial system is going to form. How will that happen? Like it's just crazy how people just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna say anything. Like all right. So now here says the bill defines regulatory standards for issuing and managing payment stablecoins, ensuring that they are backed by reserves and operate with a structured legal environment. It also outlines that firms must be licensed as permitted payment stablecoin issuers to create stablecoins in the U.S. The issuers include subsidiaries of insured depository institutions, federal qualified non-bank payment stablecoin issuers regulated by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, and state qualified payment stablecoin issuers regulated by state financial authorities. All right. The bill mandates that stablecoin issuers maintain a one-to-one reserve backing using U.S. currency deposits, treasury securities, and other liquid assets. Now, you know, this would have been an opportunity right here where they could have backed the stable coin at a 1-to-1 basis or at a 1-to-1 dollar value worth. They could have backed that with the strategic Bitcoin or the strategic asset reserve, right? But they didn't. They're backing it with non-cryptocurrency assets. U.S. currency, deposits, treasury securities, and other liquid assets. Now, cryptocurrency may fall into this other liquid assets category, right? But we don't know. So, for the most part, right, the rest of this article goes into stablecoin regulation. And it doesn't really say too much about a strategic Bitcoin reserve, which is what we kind of see as like a common theme. You know what I'm saying? What you're starting to see. Look at this. Hold on real quick. This is interesting. Oh yeah, it's a lot of, man, there's so much stuff going on, especially in this in this tech area, man. Oh my God, it's like this nonstop content that people aren't interested in. You know what I'm saying? Now look at this. The ultra rich are bullish on Bitcoin. Okay. Now I want you guys to understand, right? This is what Michael Saylor is saying in the beginning of the stream on that little clip of that song that I'm playing. People who use fiat currency as a store of value are poor. Okay? The people that we're around on a day-to-day basis are poor, and they're going to remain poor. Okay? The difference between rich people and poor people in 2025 is that rich people and future rich people are investing their value in Bitcoin. Poor people, the people who will be subclass the rest of their existence, are investing in who knows what.
Great members, right? Many of them have gotten, and you yourself got rich by investing and building out Harborside in Jersey City before it was Jersey City, before it was anything. People getting rich doing stuff that other people don't necessarily want to do, I think is just an amazing thing that we never talk about.
People getting rich doing things that other people don't want to do. Like control your own circumstances, like build businesses, like organize, like not make excuses, right? Like that.
Meat and potatoes.
That's it.
It's it. Yeah.
And the waste that they provide.
We got garbage that we got to deal with. It's all the basics that aren't the high value sizzle that tech has, but it really adds up.
And I meet your members, and I'll say, you always say, what's your name and how are you, Kelly, and all this other stuff. And then you often get into what do you do and where do you live? And all of your members from all your chapters in Dallas to Tampa to Canada, you've got some in Dubai, Singapore, et cetera. A lot of them will say that they got rich by investing or starting garbage companies, self-storage companies. It is that kind of meat and potatoes. It's not NVIDIA. It's not super sexy, but it is really important. And it's a good way, I think, to get rich.
Oh, we have a lot of high-tech members as well. Today, we're 1,600 members around the globe managing $200 billion. So these are the top entrepreneurs from all over the globe, and they've made it in technology and they've made it in basic services, and that's what we're all about.
And we're talking about how they made their money. What are they doing with it now?
So we're at an amazing moment. Our asset allocation survey just out has 79% in long-only risk-on assets.
Wow.
Public real estate, private real estate, and private equity.
Now, I want to ask you guys an honest question. People that are not rich or people who are not trying to improve the value of the assets that they hold, do they deserve to be poor or do they deserve to be rich? If you're not putting in this type of effort, what should your fate be? Let me know.
Equity. The amazing thing, though, for the first time in 17 years, we're below 10% in cash. We just dipped to 9%. This had been the most constant 12% over 15 years. So while we're risk one and pretty exuberant, the last time we had this level of cash was right before the great financial crisis.
That's where I thought this was going. I'm like, no, see, just when we're all feeling like, okay, everyone gets around to the position, then there's no one left to get into the market, no one left to get into risk. Where do we go from here, Michael?
So our members, even though it's 79%, a majority of that is in private assets.
I don't disagree 100%. I agree 110% with Carlton. If you don't do anything, you deserve to be where you're at, wherever that may be. You're literally working for your outcome, even when you don't think you're working at all. Because not working at all is working for a particular outcome. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Private real estate, just what you were talking about. It's not just self-storage, it's every business across the globe, but it's when you can own it, roll up your shirt sleeves, make a difference. That's where the real value is created.
I mean this with affection for all of your members. I've made a lot of friends over the decade or so that I've been coming to your events. That makes me nervous. I think to follow up on Kelly's point, when I hear 79%, everybody seems excited. That's great. But when I hear the cash level is the lowest since right before the financial crisis, I'm not sure that's great. Is the exuberance, to coin a phrase, irrational?
So that's what makes our meeting so exciting, because the majority of our members are exuberant, but many have lived through the problems we're talking about. You know, if you look at the Russell 3000 from last year, 46% of the companies lost money. Only the average would have been a 3% return. It's the Magnificent Seven that distorted or obscured. So when you have that kind of diversion or dispersion, sometimes that's a harbinger of some concerns ahead.
Bro, that's facts. Let poverty be their wealth. Facts. Super facts, bro. Super facts. Shout out to AB. AB says Jersey City is the new Manhattan right now. And trust me, Jersey City is the hood. Yeah, bro, listen. Man, I could tell you stories about how they flipped the real estate. Now, you know, again, let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask everybody this question. What is stopping us from flipping real estate? People don't want to flip real estate. People don't want to buy Bitcoin. Here goes my question. What do people want to do to improve their wealth? What do people want to do? Is there anything that anybody wants to do to improve their wealth? If you ask me, if you give people a choice and you lay things out on the table, or you ask people, what do you want to do to improve your wealth? You're not really going to get any answers. Nobody's really going to say too much. You know what I'm saying?
What else jumped out to you from kind of what they're doing lately?
You know, obviously, the areas of digital currencies remain really.
Shout out to Mama Zeke. What's good with it, Mama Zeke? Mama Zeke said, not all of Jersey City. I live here.
Exciting. We have some members who are all in. It's become a gold substitute. Gold isn't an inflation hedge. It's an instability hedge. There's a lot of instability around the world, and people think that in America, they're concerned about it. But if you live in Argentina or Lebanon or any of the countries that are under risk, Bitcoin is taking on a new role. So we have about 1 to 3% of 200 billion in assets, so about 6 billion in assets in digital currencies.
So see, we have about 1 to 3, right? Which of course the average is 2% portfolio allocation into quote unquote digital assets, which we know they're talking about cryptocurrency. We know they're talking about Bitcoin.
And regular gold, because I do a speech, I talk for about a half an hour, and then I take questions for about a half an hour. And a lot of the questions this year were about Bitcoin, they were about gold, they were about debts and deficits. I would say it's interesting that the data, the 79% number doesn't belie. There is an underlying nervousness, and I think it's, by the way, warranted. And if you start and build a company from scratch, as a lot of your members have, there's a natural level of nervousness. Right. One of the best business books I've ever read is called Only the Paranoid Survive by Andy Grove, who founded the then great Intel.
Then great.
Well, that's a different topic. Yeah. But I think it's right to be a little paranoid all the time.
So gold is for traditionalists and Bitcoin is a little new age, but they often play the same role. They're perceived as storehouses of value.
So now this is a wealthy man saying that Bitcoin is perceived as a storehouse of value, similar to gold. Monolith is who doesn't have anywhere near the amount of money or anywhere near the experience of this individual will tell you otherwise. The $100,000 mistake. Let me ask you guys this question. You think that guy made a $100,000 mistake?
Right. One of the best.
Now, look, check this out. One Bitcoin, right? One Bitcoin probably is 2% of his portfolio. Right? Think about that. Put that into context. One Bitcoin probably is 2% of that guy's portfolio.
Best business books I've ever read is called Only the Paranoid Survive by Andy Grove, who founded the then great Intel.
Then great.
Well, that's a different topic.
Yeah.
But I think it's right to be a little paranoid all the time.
So gold is for traditionalists and Bitcoin is a little new age, but they often play the same role. They're perceived as storehouses of value that are not subject to government fiat. When you get out of that, when you have a truly global market like that, people feel like there's some real refuge there to be found.
So, yeah, man. What do people think about that? I mean, you know, you can only, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you one thing, though, man. You know, we're not having the whole, like, we was blocked out. You know what I'm saying? We weren't told, none of that. We're not having any of that. 5, 10, 15 years into the future, we're not having none of that. We're not having none of that. I'm telling people that right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys. If you guys have not smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Shout out to the stream sponsors. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you guys show the stream sponsors some love. Shout out to my man, AB Promotions. I appreciate you as always. Shout out to my man, Lloyd Sky 9. I definitely appreciate you, bro. Got to hit Lloyd Sky 9 with the again. Shout out to my man, Lloyd Sky 9.
Again!
Definitely appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm going to try to come back on a little bit later. Maybe twice. We'll see. Depends on, depends on what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, be looking for it. And also, if you're not subscribed to BLR2, make sure you go over there and subscribe to BLR2 because that channel is back active. It's just a matter of time before I start putting some content up on there. All right. And as always, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. When you see me now, hey. Yeah. Tell him, bro. Yeah. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fucked with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but diamond in the rough, yeah, we had it tough, yeah, we had the pressure and the pressure done its stuff. Oh, I'm not flexing when I'm brushing off the dust, no. All this pain and the tears made my shoulders bust. In this life, gotta do what you must, build your value up, gotta earn trust, avoid fuss. Maybe you don't know the facts, you don't know enough. You can judge me all you want, cause every day I send love. Every day I do me, makes me wanna see you, makes me wanna see more, makes me wanna see through. Maybe we become one, maybe this is the thing. There's an energy and flavor to the things that you bring to the table, any way you're able. Real work turns into gold when you're stable. Now life feels sweet like syrup, like maple. Wouldn't change a thing about my past to stay grateful. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fuck with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now. I'm busy doing me, I'm out their range, I'm out of reach now. Almost let it drown, but they found me off the freestyle. Product of that ground, you seeing her eye me down. She wanna vibe, trying to see if she can slide. It's in the green now, it's snakes from my past. They look at me where I'm at, thinking they can hit my line, and I'ma help them on their feet now. I had a few I looked up to, they showing different shades. They might have blocked a couple rays, but now they watching but beam down. I struggle to open doors to places that come to life if I step inside. I learned to cut the keys down. Got it locked, this demon stirring the pot with pretty faces and plots that try to knock me off my feet now. No new friends, I had so many hit my line for the freebie, but if you see me out, you gotta pay the fee now. All these things you never cared to see me for is what I let the world see. Now I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fuck with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now.